Brendan Withrow to kick it away for St. Pius. St. Pius won the toss, deferred to the second half. Rebels said, we'll take it. And here we go. So Withrow kicking it away. Pius in their blue pants. They've got the white jerseys with the blue numbers and letters and the blue helmets, dark blue. For the Central Rebels, they're in the red pants, the blue jerseys, white numbers and letters with the red hats. It'll be Brandon Mayberry, or rather Mayberry, one of the up men, the deep man, will be Braden Mannion for the Central Rebels. Withrow, the left-footed kicker. He's a good one. Boots it away, and he's going to slam this one way off to the side. I wonder if that was planned. Don't let Central return this thing. I don't know. We will see. Kickoff brought to us by Fleeg's Equipment pregame show, and our kickoff by Bill Best Insurance, your American family insurance agent in Park Hills, committed to making the big play for their customers. Starting lineups brought to us by Culligan Water, and that's Culligan. Better water, pure and simple. Just call 573-431-3016. Jake Bridges will bring his team out to the line of scrimmage, which is at the 35-yard line after the kick was placed out of bounds. He'll have Brandon Mayberry and Drew Harlow in the backfield with him. Dakota Pope's the center. Colby Buckley and Russell Harrington, the guards. Colin Best and Brandon Richardson are the tackles. We'll see Braden Mannion as a wide receiver. Brandon Caldwell, Hunter Strange as well will meet the defense here in just a few. So Bridges going to empty the backfield. Now Mannion, the motion man, and there's a flag and a penalty and a whistle before we ever get started with the first play from the line of scrimmage. And it'll be illegal motion whistled against the Rebels.
So that's 2 flags in 1 second, right?
All right,
11:59 on the clock. We've already seen the flag thrown twice.
The kickoff that's out of bounds and the motion right there. That'll let us meet our defensive starters. It's James Reed and Matt Shoppy, the tackles. Sean McDowell, Jesse Studevant are the ends. Scott Early and Sam Weeks are the middle linebackers. They're flanked by Lance Irvin and Mike Cords. Corners are Tryson Thorson and Anthony Hogue. Javon White and Isaiah Hennessy are the safeties. They'll go with the fake on the jet sweep, and instead it's Bridges, and Bridges blasts straight through the middle of this offensive line, uses his lineman, and the whole scrum being pushed down the field, across midfield, all the way to the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 30 yards, Greg, and the last 10 of it was about 20 people just stacked and pushing.
Well, Coach Weiss told us at the roundtable on Tuesday they were going to kind of open it up and let Bridges run. And there it is to start the game off with the offensive line, just carrying him the extra 10 yards.
What a play. Bridges comes in with 39 rushes, 346 yards. That's 8.9 per carry. And guess what? That average just went up
a lot.
So one play in, and the line of scrimmage is now on the St. Pius side of the field. Bridges is going to empty the backfield again. He'll put 4 wide to the right side and 1 to the left. Bridges is a good passer on the year, completing 67% of his passes. He's back in the pocket. He's rolling to his right. He completes to Mannion to the 20, to the 15. Mannion cut back, spins down to the 18-yard line. Pass complete for 22 yards. 2 very good plays to start this ball game by the Central Rebels. A run by Jake Bridges, then a completion to his favorite target, Braden Mannion, and you add them up, and it's 52 yards on the first 2 plays.
So for a team that their bread and butter is a power run, we see a 5-wide set right there. I think we're going to have to get used to this tonight.
Well, they run everything nowadays, and now here's Mayberry. He'll stand next to his quarterback, Bridges. Line of scrimmage is the 18-yard line of St. Pius. First drive of the game. Bridges rolls to his left side, and he looks deep, checks off underneath, and there's Mannion. Mannion wiggles his way down to the 5-yard line. And it's a gain of 14 yards on the completion, and a nice check down by Bridges right there.
It was a good job by Bridges to run through his progression and find Mannion. I think that's definitely his safety blanket.
Yeah, that's a good one, too.
Oh, yeah.
When in doubt or when not in doubt, you could throw it to Mannion. Now they'll go with the jumbo package to the full house backfield, and this will be Comforts back there in the backfield. And here's Harlow. Harlow is the eye back in the power eye, and Harlow slams over the left tackle and then blasts his way into the end zone. Drew Harlow, his first carry, and he's got his 15th touchdown of the year. Harlow leads the team in that category. It's from 5 yards out, and Central leads it 6-0 at the 10:44 mark of this first quarter of play, and a pretty nice early statement here by these Rebels.
A quick statement made by the Central Rebels, and we talked about the versatility that they do show on offense, but one thing that you can guarantee is they get inside the 10, expect power run, and it's effective.
I think that's what separates them from a lot of power teams, Greg, spread teams, I beg your pardon, is that some spread teams are actually uncomfortable with the power game. For this team, it's not second nature, it's first nature. They go back to the power game, and it's no sweat for them. Extra point up and through off the foot of Bridges, and it's a 7-0 lead for the Rebels. 10:44 remaining in the first quarter. We're back in a minute on KREI.
Did you know it is your brain that hears, not your ears? So why not give your brain exactly what it needs to hear better? At Jan Hearing Instruments in Farmington, we have provided over 23 years of superior service helping our patients achieve a better quality of life with better hearing. Jan Hearing Instruments understands that your ears and brain work together as a system, and we now use brain hearing technology to help you hear smarter and live life better. Call 756-1919 for your risk-free visit with Jan Hearing Instruments in Farmington.
When experience and integrity counts, you can count on Connie Black.
I feel privileged to serve as your current St. Francis County Auditor with 37 years of experience. I'm ready to continue to protect your tax dollar. It's an honor to serve you, the citizens of St. Francis County, and I ask for your vote and support on November 4th to continue with this honest, hard work for this county.
Paid for by Citizens for Black, Teresa Carver, Treasurer.
So a 7-0 lead for Central, and Jake Bridges on to boot this thing away. It's a line drive kick, and what a great catch right there on that line drive by Logan Rich. Rich, the up man, floated to his left and just snared it out of the air. Really nice catch, and brings it back out to the 38-yard line. Well, our touchdown drive brought to us by ProCare Automotive in Bonne Terre, and Greg recapped that first touchdown by the Central Rebels.
Bang, bang, chop, chop, just over a minute, 65 yards. Harlow caps it off with a short run, and Central starting early.
All right, and they mixed the pass and the run pretty well right there on that drive.
2 and 2.
And a lot of variety in the running game, too. 10:38 remaining in this first quarter, a 7-0 lead for these Rebels. First time, though, we'll see the St. Pius offense meet those starters. First and 10 for St. Pius. They've got it at the 38. Here's a pitch backward by Caroli. Caroli missed his target, Thorson. Then he goes back to jump on the ball, and he's jumped on by Colin Bess. So first play by St. Pius, and it's a loss of 10 yards. Caroli just missed his target.
Yeah, you definitely can't make that mistake early in this contest. With the front four of the Central Rebels smell blood in the water. They attack.
The 130th tackle for loss of the year by Central, and they have thrown teams backward for 438 yards.
Unreal.
This year, indeed unreal. So a loss of 10, it'll bring up a second and 20, beg your pardon. There is a flag on the field. That maybe came out late there. That'll give us a chance to introduce the starters, brought to us by Culligan Water, better water, pure and simple, 573-431-3016. That's Culligan Water in Leadington. And what's the flag right here? It's an illegal substitution by St. Pius. So St. Pius has run one play. They've lost 10 yards, and now add a penalty on it. They've lost 15. Oh, mercy. Mickey Caroli's the quarterback. Tom Surdike is the center. James Reed, Tom Arriaga are the guards. Mike Cords and Jesse Studevant flank them as the tackles. Running backs, Lance Irvin, Anthony Hogue. We'll see Tryson Thornton. He's the leader in running for this team, and Thornton gets it. Trying to work off tackle to the right side. Got a lead block by Irvin, but brought down after just a couple of yards by Logan Comfort. So a gain of just a pair for Thorson right there. Tryson, 104 carries, 883 yards. That's 8.5 per carry by Thorson on the year. And he also leads the team in receptions. So this guy is a very dynamic player.
He's getting out there and doing it for the little guys, too. He's not a big guy, just 5'4", getting it done.
And listed at 140 pounds, and that's soaking wet with rocks in his pockets. 9.5 minutes remaining in this first quarter. And here's Thorson. Thornton can run, too, and he gets that left corner. Nice job by the pursuit by that Central defense, but Tryson with a nice run right there as he gains 5 yards. So a couple of carries for Thornton, and he's got 5 yards. The tight end, Sean McDowell, we'll see Brendan Withrow, Javon White play the split ends, and then we'll see Isaiah Hennessy all over the field. Already a fourth down here for this Pius crew on a missed exchange and a couple of runs. We'll meet the defense next time. How's that? So Withrow is the punter. He's a good one, and this is a spiral punt, a huge one. Mannion grabs it in all sorts of traffic, and the gunners down there bring him down. Nice open field tackle by Pius's Matthew Shoppy, and Mannion grabs it at the 29-yard line, and that's where he stays. So the Central Rebels get their second drive coming up as they lead at 7-0, 8:50 remaining in this first quarter clock.
A bad start for the St. Pius Lancers. Now you got to try to come out here and shut down this offense that marched down the field on you.
You know, Thornton gained 7 yards on 2 carries. If they don't have the loss and the penalty, you're looking at a 3rd and 3. But they hurt themselves on that first drive. 4 wides to the left side. Bridges all alone in the backfield. The quarterback rolling the pocket to his left, and he has the ball slapped down by Jesse Studevant. Good play by Studevant, and Greg, Jesse Studevant, 6'4", 240 pounds. Bridges, 5'10". So a big differential right there. Studevant took advantage of that and slapped the ball down.
Oh, yeah, I think over the past couple of years, you've seen that more and more of the front four guys. If you can't get to the quarterback, get your hands up, take away the passing lane.
Studevant, a prospect, guy that benches 300, power cleans 280, a 480-pound squat. He's a next-level kind of guy. 2nd and 10. Mayberry, the single setback, stands just to the right side of Bridges. Bridges scoops this ball off the turf. He's just going to follow Mayberry through the hole right there. And Bridges does a nice job running tough. He broke 3 tackles and gained 6 yards.
It seems like on run plays for the Central Rebels, the linemen are so far upfield in a hurry. You're getting gaps 7 yards down the field.
You know, this line is big, but it's not massive, averaging 229
Athletic.
pounds. It's athletic. You got that right. So a 3rd and, well, you make it a short 4 or a long 3. Take your pick. 8 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Line of scrimmage, the 35-yard line for Central. Pius looking for the stop here. 4 wides to the left, 1 man off to the right side. The guy on the island out there is Brandon Caldwell. Bridges all alone in the backfield. He wants some motion, finally gets it from Comfort, and he'll fake it to Comfort, then take it up the middle. Big hit! Great play by Pius right there as they stop Bridges right there at the line of scrimmage. And that was James Reed, the tackle, with our first crown collision of the ball game. Terrific play by Reed, 6'2", 245 junior.
And you're talking about the size difference. That's a big size difference between Reed and Bridges, and he put a lick on him on that one.
Great work by Pius to stop him right there. So the Rebels are punting it. Bridges the punter. And Pius going to send back 2 return men. And, well, you can guess this one. Hennessy and Thornton back to return it. It's a short punt. Bounces at the 34. Picks up a little bit of a central hop and then rolls sideways at the 33. So St. Pius, well, they came up with a stop on defense. We'll see what their offense can do. And let's introduce the defense for the Central Rebels as well, courtesy of Culligan Water in Leadington. Dakota Pope, Colin Best with the tackles. Dustin Saunders and Brandon Mayberry are the ends. They average 204 across that front 4 on the defensive side. Drew Harlow, the head-busting middle linebacker. It's Justin Halter and Logan Comfort on the outside. The corners are Tristan Pyatt and Jake Bridges, and the safeties are Braden Mannion and Hunter Strange. 1 wide to the right side for Pius. That's Thornton. And in the backfield, Lance Irvin going to put his hand down on the turf, and he'll become the lead blocker right there for Anthony Hogue. Hogue trying to work behind his right guard, just not much there, as Colin Bess and Dakota Pope clogged that one up, and a gain of, well, he does pick up 2 yards, Hogue, that time.
It'll be interesting to see how when this game goes along, because after a big stop on defense by St. Pius, when are we going to start to see that Hennessy factor?
Mm-hmm. I'm waiting for that too, Greg.
Right.
So it's an offset eye in the backfield, and they give it to the first man through. This is Irvin this time. And Irvin has some nice numbers this year. Almost 100 carries for him, 96, and 621 yards. That's 6.5 per carry for Irvin on the year. And he pushes it forward for 3 yards there.
And they're
flag
going
of the play,
backwards.
though. Yep.
Again, 2 drives in a row.
That's right there in that holding box, Greg. So they move it forward 3, and they'll move it back 10 on the hold. Now, that's also a spot foul, and they'll spot that. In fact, that hold occurred 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Deja vu. If you're St. Pius, I mean, this is absolutely not what you need. You had a chance to get back into this ball game, and now you're setting up Central to have a possible short field.
Their running game has given them, they haven't busted one, but it's given them positive yardage. It's just been the mistakes that's keep them behind the chains so far.
You can get yards with a hold behind you, right?
Yeah, that's right. So Caroli, the quarterback, and he hands it off once again to Irvin. And on the 2nd and 20, well, Irvin once again does gain some positive yards, but not many. It's a gain of 4 on the play. And the front line here for the Lancers with a 13-pound per man advantage, and they're giving their running backs small holes to run through, not large ones, but a little bit to work with. And a first quarter that's flying by here on KREI, Farmington, 5:50 and counting down here in this first frame. It's a 7-0 lead for Central. Caroli's back to pass. They're going to set up the screen to the left side, but this thing is found out in a hurry by Logan Comfort, and Comfort comes in to throw this screen for a loss on the play. Great play by Comfort. That was a completion to Lance Irvin that's going to go backwards 3 yards.
Comfort read that all the way. The screen set up off to the right. They had pressure on Caroli in a hurry, and Comfort was waiting for the pass, made a great open field tackle.
Such an aggressive offensive line that you try to use that aggressiveness against them, but guess what? They're smart, too. And the punt by Withrow is a top spinner, and it takes a little Pius hop rolling across the 36 to the 35-yard line. Mannion played it deep that time. Never did get to him. 5:09 remaining in the first frame, a 7-0 lead for Central. Pius came up with the stop on the last series for Central, and we'll see what the third series yields for them.
So there are two offensive drives for St. Pius, just net. The first one goes -7, second one goes -3.
And it's the penalties.
Yeah, absolutely.
So 1st and 10 for Central. They've got it at their own 35-yard line. Wide to the left side is Caldwell. They're going to run two men in the backfield here. They both stand to the left side of Bridges. Comfort in front of Mayberry. Mayberry attacks off tackle, left side. Mayberry gets that good lean, that good push, and slams it forward for a 7-yard gain. That was James Reed making the tackle, but Reed got put on roller skates for a moment there, and Brandon Mayberry picks up 7 yards. This is a converted offensive lineman, Greg, that they've moved into the backfield. Why? He's the fastest guy on the team.
I said that's dangerous when you have so many different guys that can do so many things for this Central Rebel offense, though. 2nd
and 3, and once again, it's an offset eye that lines up between the guard and the tackle. Mayberry hitting the backfield, breaks 1 tackle, 2 tackles, 3 tackles, shoves the ball forward to midfield, and a tough run by Mayberry on a gain of 8 yards.
That was set up by a good play action by Bridges to hold the fake in the backfield, and the key defender went to the quarterback, but unfortunately for him, it was already upfield.
You know, Mayberry got hit a number of times, but never really square. He was able to kind of shift his body, and those arm tackles aren't going to bring this guy down.
Oh, those glancing blows? No, they're not. You have to square him up.
So 1st and 10 here for the Rebels. Here's Drew Harlow. Harlow, 6'2", 210 pounds. Plays middle linebacker on the defense. And he's back there as the single setback as Harlow slams over one guy. And he is finally gang tackled by 3 different defenders, but not before he rips off an 8-yard gain. These running backs are getting big yak yards in this game, Greg.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he got into the linebackers, and he brought the heat with him. He probably knocked I think it was number 23 back about 3 yards.
Sam Weiss, the linebacker. So 2nd and a yard here for Central. And once again, Harlow by himself in the backfield. Trips to the right side. And it's Harlow again. Harlow into the secondary, rumbling past the linebackers. He's crossing the 35 to the 33-yard line. And it's a gain of 10 yards for Harlow and another first down.
You have a number of guys coming out of the backfield for Central, and they're all so different. One guy's going to square you up, knock you backwards. One guy's just going to be shifty through the tackles. And then you have Bridges, that's the wild card.
It also means none of them ever get tired.
That's right.
Mayberry is the setback this time. Twins to the left, twins to the right. Comfort the motion man. Barely snapped it by him. Mayberry runs into his own lineman. That was the only thing that slowed him up as he ran right up the back of Dakota Pope. But another good gain for Mayberry as he gets a 4-yard carry there.
So far, the only thing that slowed down the Central backfield is the Central line. That was just one time. Other than that, they're just flying upfield.
Timeout now, and this was by the St. Pius defense. So 3:03 remaining in the first frame, a 7-0 lead for Central, and they're on the march again. We're back in a minute on KREI.
When hard water first hits you, you don't notice the difference. It's only after it leaves do you notice. The minerals in hard water linger behind, coating everything, your hair, your skin, and your clothes. There's a better way, a Culligan water softener. It reduces hard water minerals so you can start living the soft life with soft water. Call your Culligan man at 573-431-3016 to enjoy soft water for $9.95 a month for the first 3 months. Culligan, better water, pure and simple. See dealer for details. Limited time offer.
West Transportation Service in Bismarck is your local charter bus service. They can take you to your destination wherever you're going. At West Transportation Service, they care about their cargo. So rest assured that when you ride with them, you'll be provided with the best traveling experience ever. West Transportation Service, the best charter bus service around. That's West Transportation Service in Bismarck, a proud supporter of all community events. For service, call 734-2332.
So timeout by the St. Pius defense to gather together. Let's see if they came up with a plan. It's going to be a tough one. Mayberry in the backfield, trips to the right. One man off to the left side. It's a 2nd and 7 here for the Central offense. Bridges rolling to the right side. He throws to Mannion. Mannion on the out route. Breaks the tackle down to the 17-yard line now. It's a gain of 13 yards on the play.
Bridges, he's such a great athlete, but he has the technique down behind that. When he rolls out to the right, when you're throwing on the run, you really can't square up and throw. You have to twist the hips, and he does it just to perfection.
He does. Well, Mannion came in with 745 yards, so he averaged 74.5 yards a game. He's got 49, and he's grabbed all 3 completions so far by Bridges. 1st and 10 here for Central. They've got it at the 13-yard line of St. Pius, and they'll hand it off to Harlow here. Harlow to the 10, to the 5, stomping into the end zone. Touchdown, Central. Central into the end zone once again, and Harlow gets in there on both occasions. This time it's from 18 yards out, and Drew Harlow puts his team on top 13-0 at the 2:38 mark of the first frame.
When you see him run, he just seems so big. I mean, he's definitely their bruiser. And you just don't want to have that guy come at you at full speed like that and square you up. And not a problem on that one.
And in addition to that, that was probably the biggest hole any running back has seen all day, too.
Yeah, I think he could have brought the whole team with him.
Nobody got close to him there. Bridges is going to swing the right leg and send the extra point up and through. So 14-0, Central on top, 2:38 remaining in the first. And we'll be back and tell you about the scoreboard as well when we come back after this 1-minute pause on Super Talk 800.
Confidence, that's what you'll get with the energy savings agreement from the heating, air conditioning, and refrigeration experts at Grand Oaks. Their highly trained technicians will give your system a thorough inspection each season, all for one low price. Plus, their ESA customers get special discounts and preferred service appointments all year long. For more information, learn about their energy savings agreement, or to schedule an appointment, call 431-3434 and find out if you qualify for special rebates from your utility company. Grand Oaks Heating, AC, and Refrigeration, taking the time to do it right.
Innovative Warehousing and Distribution in Farmington is a proud supporter of the area athletes. Innovative Warehousing and Distribution in Farmington encourages all athletes to work hard and keep your direction. The key word to a winning team is work. Innovative Warehousing is a proud supporter of the community and area high school sports. This message brought to you by your friends at Innovative Warehousing and Distribution in Farmington.
14-0 Central on top. 2:38 remaining in the first quarter. We'll check that touchdown drive coming up. Bridge is going to boot it away for Central here. He's going to kick it right to left as we look at and describe the action to you. He kicks it back to Thornton, and Thornton grabs it at the 15. He's got a head of steam to the 30. Thornton to the 40-yard line. He's to midfield. Thornton breaking another tackle to the 40. Big return by Tyson Thornton right there. And he set St. Pius up in their best field position so far in this ball game. Well, our touchdown drive recap, courtesy of ProCare Automotive in Bonne Terre.
8 plays. It's another 65-yard drive for the Central Rebels. And again, capped off by Drew Harlow, a big run down inside the red zone, caps it off, and Central with a 2-score lead, and their drives are all just moving down the field.
You know, 2 out of 3 times they've scored touchdowns. Harlow from 5 yards, and then again from 18. It's Caroli in the... No, it's Hennessy now lining up as the quarterback. Hands it off to Thornton, and Thornton knocks heads with a linebacker as he comes through that hole. It's a gain of 3 yards. Nice fill that time. Tristan Pyatt helping out from the corner spot. Greg, let's check that scoreboard.
Scoreboard. You can always find our scoreboard by going to mimoinfo.com and clicking on the red banner. We're going to go ahead and update you right now for all the games around the listening area. Hillsboro and Festus tied, scoreless, still in the first. We do have a couple of the other games with scores to report, with Kennett leading Fredericktown 7-0 in the first and Valley Catholic 20-0 over St. Vincent in the first.
All right, 14-0 here. And Hennessy once again lining up as the quarterback. Hennessy kind of rotates with Caroli. Hennessy will be a flanker, will be a running back, he'll be the quarterback as well. And this time it's a gain of just 1 yard as Lance Irvin attacked the line of scrimmage, wrapped up and thrown down by Colin Bess.
You know, I was surprised on that kickoff return at how Thornton had someone draped on him. I imagine with a lot of the guys on Central being taller, it's hard to get low and bring him down. You have to literally hang on the kid.
If low man does indeed win, then Thornton's winning a lot of the
yeah,
time.
Exactly.
He's already low. Thanks for joining us on KREI tonight, and also online as we're streaming the video. Jack Sadler with us tonight, streaming in the video on KREI Web TV. Hennessy in that quarterback spot. He's got 3 wides to the right side and a running back beside him. Hennessy rolling to the right side, threw it behind his intended target that time, though, Anthony Hogue. Hennessy certainly a great athlete, but it doesn't really have that good, solid throwing motion like Caroli does.
I watched the final regular season game where St. Pius hosted Valley Catholic, and he threw 3 interceptions in that game. It's kind of he doesn't spend a lot of time back there, so you can tell he forces the throws that you really don't want to see him make, but he's very dynamic out of the backfield.
Yeah, he's got an upside-down ratio, 3 touchdowns, 4 picks on the year. Caroli's 13-2. A minute and 1 second remaining in this first quarter of play, and Pius now going for it on 4th and 5 from the 35-yard line. Hennessy runs the keeper. He's got a first down and more. Hennessy high-stepping to the 25, down to the 20-yard line. A 15-yard gain by Hennessy. Move the sticks, and that, my friend, is why he's back there.
Absolutely. On cue, we talk about how he's a dynamic aspect of their offense out of the backfield. There he is on 4th and 5, converting it, keeping their drive alive.
Great run by Hennessy right there, and they kind of saved his first run for when they really needed it, and it was a 4th and 5, and he picked up 15. So Hennessy remains in that quarterback spot. He's got one running back beside him, Irvin just to his left side. He puts it in Irvin's gut, and Irvin putting the head down. He does get a little bit of yardage, a gain of 1, maybe 2. Comfort right there. Colin Bess, Harlow. It's almost a pick your man as Justin Halter gets off the bottom of the pile as well.
There's at times where it just seems like there are more blue and red guys out there.
So, hey, wait, are they playing with 13 guys?
It just seems like the pursuit to the football is impressive.
Pius does not have to run a play before the end of this first quarter if they don't want to, and it doesn't really look like they're in any hurry. With 10 seconds remaining in the first frame, they're going to go to the sideline. 14-0, Central wins the first quarter, but Pius driving deep into Rebel territory. We'll see if they can finish it off after this 1-minute pause on Super Talk 800 KREI.
When you need a muffler, remember the name, Moyer's Muffler and Auto in Park Hills. When you need inspections, oil changes, brakes, and complete exhaust, remember, Moyer's Muffler and Auto. When you need new tires, AC work, water pumps, starters, belts, and much more, you guessed it, Moyer's Muffler and Auto, 502 East Main Street in Park Hills, 431-5428. That's Moyer's Muffler and Auto in Park Hills, 431-5428.
Neighbor, hey, I noticed the new landscaping around your yard. Looks pretty nice.
Thanks, we're doing some home improvements. And we did it all with Potosi Lumber.
Really?
We replaced cabinets, added new carpets, put in storm doors, customized replacement windows, and a lot more.
It's time for fall home improvements. See Potosi Lumber, Highway 21 in Potosi.
Pius with a big kickoff return, and now with a first down, they're deep in Central territory. In fact, inside of the red zone here, they've got a 2nd and 9 at the Central 18-yard line. And shifting Hennessy to that quarterback spot, he's given him a little spark with a few runs as Irvin is the lone setback just to his left side. He hands it off to Irvin again. Irvin going around that right side, gets a nice block as he ducks it in over that right tackle, and finally brought down by Justin Halter, but maybe the best run of the game by Irvin. And as they set the stick down, he gained 5-6 yards there.
When you have to establish the run game early in any football game, you're going to have those 1-yard plays, a couple of maybe that don't get a game, but you just have to stick with it, and that's exactly what Pius is doing.
3rd and 4. They've got a great kicker, too. You know, you're probably going to have to score touchdowns more often than not, but if you're going against Central here, as Hennessy gets the snap, going to run the keeper right here. Hennessy breaks 2 tackles, trying to pick up a block. He needed about 4, and he picked up 2, maybe 3, but it's not going to be enough for the first down. But you would think maybe enough for them to consider going it forward on 4th down here. Picked up a pair. Looks like they're going to send the field goal team on. Brendan Withrow has knocked in a 51-yarder this year. He's got a great leg.
He is an impressive kicker, and it's so valuable to have at the high school level, a great kicker.
He's a lefty foot, and this one's set just inside of the 20-yard line. We'll call it a 30-yard attempt. It's kind of a line driver, and he knocked it up and through. Nice kick right there for Brendan Withrow.
A knuckleball.
Well done. 10:43 remaining in the first half, and a 14-3 ball game. Central on top, but it's St. Pius that gets on the scoreboard. Back with your kickoff in a minute on KREI.
Precious memories left behind bring us joy and peace of mind when we celebrate the lives of those we love.
We're there for you in your time of need. In fact, we've been serving the Farmington area since 1864. With years of service to our community, we're proud to be your choice for funeral care.
Celebrate the lives of those you love.
Cozine Memorial Chapel, Farmington.
The Potosi R3 School District is committed to excellence. They are very proud of all their students and their athletes. These young people work hard and show a ton of dedication. The Potosi R3 students and athletes are committed to excellence to high levels of achievement. Attitude and perseverance play a big part in their success. The Potosi R3 School District sincerely hopes the 2014-15 school year is a wonderful and memorable stepping stone in life's journey.
Brendan Withrow just knocked in a 30-yard field goal. Now he's back to kick it off, a line drive kick, and it'll be Braden Mannion grabbing it at the 9-yard line. Mannion got a block. He's to the 30, and Mannion uses a stiff arm to get out across that 35 to about the 37-yard line. Somebody just nudged him out of bounds right there. That might have been Lance Irvin that just got a piece of him.
You could tell by Mannion's body language that he felt like he could have got more out of that. I think he wanted to cut back and kind of thought about it too late and just went with a stiff arm and bounced out of bounds.
Well, ProCare Automotive in Bonne Terre. Greg, tell us about the scoring drive right there for St. Pius.
We had a 8-play scoring drive that started in Rebel territory, capped off by a 29-yard field goal, 14-3.
Well, good job by Withrow. Bridges gets the snap rolling to his left side, throws an out route that turns into a curl by Mannion. Mannion out across the midfield stripe and down to the 47-yard line, again at 14 yards by Mannion. And Greg, a lot of times you look at a wide receiver and say, oh, wow, he's a speed burner on the outside. That's how we know, he's great, or maybe he'll make just a ridiculous catch with his hands. First time I saw Mannion this year, and I've seen him before, but first time I saw him this year, it was a simple drag route across the field. It was just how he put his hands up, snapped them both together, both hands on the ball, snapped it down, and then tucked it and ran with it. As Strange comes back to catch this ball and dives inside of the 15-yard line. And that time Bridges just aired it out for his man, threw it up. Strange came back, grabbed it, and then fell forward. It's a gain of 36 yards.
That is 2 plays in a row, passes by Jake Bridges, that I can pretty confidently say that's not what it looks like in the playbook. I mean, that's just good chemistry between your quarterbacks and wide receivers.
Well, and what they did know is that Strange was one-on-one, and he's 6'4". So you don't have to throw a perfect ball every time on that. And now Harlow gets it. Harlow, the single setback, and Harlow now pounding his way down to the 10-yard line. A gain of 5 for Drew Harlow.
You got a guy that's 6'4" getting covered by a guy that's 5'7". Air it out.
Corey Schweiss says, I feel like our power game could work pretty well tonight. And when they've gotten inside the red zones, Drew Harlow has been a good choice down there.
Yeah, they've we talked to Coach Schweiss. He felt confident that Harlow was going to get a lot of action, and he sure is.
He's got both touchdowns so far, and he's got the most carries for the Rebels with 5. Mayberry and Bridges with 3 apiece. Mayberry back in the game, standing just off the right hip of Bridges. 2nd and 5. And now it is Mayberry. Gets the ball. He's to the 10. Breaks the tackle to the 5. Slams over 2 more men diving for the end zone. Touchdown! Mayberry, 11 yards out, leaving would-be tacklers in his wake. And Brandon Mayberry gets into the end zone for the 14th time of the year. Rebels 20 and St. Pius 3. 9:41 remaining in the first half.
That was a quick drive right there. Moving down the field. I mean, that's probably the best drive they've put together this evening. And if you would just think that with drive after drive, the momentum's going to climb, it's going to be a long night.
Snap is good. The hold is down. But Bridges caught this one weird and missed it. He popped it up.
Like a sand wedge.
It was like it's exactly what I was thinking. 9:41 remaining in the first half. 20-3. Rebels lead the Lancers. Your kickoff in a minute on KREI.
By now, everyone knows that Cartridge World in Farmington is your best choice in saving you money on filling your printer and copier cartridges. Hi, this is Jeff at Cartridge World. As we begin our 7th year in business, we want to say thank you to St. Francis County and surrounding counties for their support and trust in our business. Here at Cartridge World, we have the newest technology and are always updating our filling procedures to serve you better. So again, thanks for making Cartridge World in Farmington your #1 choice in saving you money. That's Cartridge World in the Maple Valley Center.
Hey sports fans, if you're looking for your favorite team and fan apparel, you need to visit us, Mark and Leslie Fishbeck, owners of Omega
41 remaining in the first half, 20-3. Rebels lead the Lancers. The kickoff in a minute on KREI.
Like new and used sporting equipment. We even engrave on glass, wood, and metal. And I can personalize the perfect trophy or plaque for any occasion. Whether you need to personalize it for yourself or for your whole team, Omega Makes It Personal can do it on Potosi Street in Farmington.
Bridges booting this one away, and they don't really want to tangle with Thornton this time. It's a short kick. The up man, Lance Irvin, grabbed it, but they're going to blow this thing dead before it ever happened. It looked like maybe Central was offsides.
Yeah, I was wondering. It seemed like they got pretty far down there in pretty quick fashion. That wouldn't be too surprising if they move this one back a little bit.
But I think Thornton's made his presence known.
Yeah.
Central said maybe that's not the guy to kick it to.
They've done enough to where they want to avoid him, that's for sure. But that Central scoring drive just a minute ago was just unbelievably efficient. 1 minute 4 seconds, 62 yards, capped off by Mayberry's 11-yard touchdown run. Your big drives of the game brought to you by ProCare Automotive in Bonne Terre.
There you go, 9:38 remaining in the first half. A 20-3 lead for Central. Withrow with a nice field goal earlier to get St. Pius on the board. But for Central, 3 out of their drives in the first half here resulting in touchdowns. Bridge is going to put his foot into this one. Yeah, he will. Send it deep. And coming over to grab it is Hennessy. Hennessy grabs it at the 15. He's out across the 20 to the 25. Hennessy cutting to the far side, right side. Slips back behind another blocker and gets it out to the 38-yard line. Good run by Hennessy right there. And once again, pretty decent field position by this St. Pius offense. I want to thank a few sponsors when we get a chance here. ProCare Automotive in Bonne Terre. Earth Mother Health Foods. Hood's Discount Home Center in Farmington. Buckley Towing in Park Hills, Midwest Orthopedic Group in Farmington, and American Family Insurance Build Best in Park Hills. Our halftime show coming up. Mark Tody will have that. That'll be our Hood's Discount Home Center halftime show. Hood's Discount Home Center in Farmington. So 1st and 10 here for St. Pius. And they bring Mickey Caroli back in as the quarterback. One wide to the right, one to the left. They go to Hennessy on the quick hitch over there. And Hennessy grabs it, turns back around, pushes his man down the field for another yard. He's got 5.
You know, we saw that already. Central avoiding Thornton a little bit on the kickoff. The problem with that is you avoid Thornton. They put Hennessy on the other side. You have the exact same issue.
Yeah. And now it's the Lancers have positive passing yardage. That they had a -3 passing yardage before that completion.
Moving on up.
Now they're above that aligned positive yardage. So here's Caroli. Caroli back in the pocket, flips to the left side. This time it's to Thornton. Thornton breaks 2 tackles and gains 3 yards. Now, that's a modest gain, but he left Harlow and Pyatt in the dust right there.
The spin move just killed him. An impressive spin move. A little guy showing his elusiveness right there in open space.
Super quick. And a 3rd and 2 coming up here for St. Pius. St. Pius hasn't, I mean, they've not just been completely dominated, but penalties have cost them on the offensive side. 2 drives completely thwarted by penalties, and the other one, well, they got a field goal out of it. They go with a little counter here to Irvin. Irvin needed a pair. He got just over 1. He's about 2 feet short of the first down.
This is when you wonder, would they rather have, because it seems like when Pius starts a possession, they stick with a quarterback. Can Caroli bring the same dynamic that Hennessy did on the short run on 4th down on their previous drive?
Yeah. And now a timeout. This was interesting, whether they're going to go for it or not. So we'll give them time to think. 8:20 remaining in the first half. 20-3, Central on top. 4th and short at midfield for St. Pius. I'll tell you more on the other side of this 30-second timeout on KREI.
Kerry Buckley Towing and Recovery in Park Hills at 431-2117 or 756-4563 offers 24-hour towing and wrecker service. Kerry Buckley and his employees pride themselves on providing quick and reliable towing, winching, lockouts, jump starts, and roadside service for cars and trucks, as well as towing and wreck recovery or tractor-trailers. From big to small, Kerry Buckley Towing and Recovery does it all. Call 431-2117 or 756-4563 for dependable 24-hour service from Kerry Buckley Towing.
So 4th and a yard here for St. Pius. They're on their side of the field. They're at their own 49. They break the huddle, quickly get out to the line of scrimmage. Caroli right in front of Lance Irvin in the backfield. He's calling for a little motion, barking it out. Maybe a hard count here. Nope. He's going to hand it off, and the ball is slammed forward by Hogue. He needed to be just shy of the 50. It's going to be where they mark it, but from right here, I think he got it. They marked him a little bit short of the 50, and they might have to measure this thing. Nope, they're going to say first down. So first roll into the dice by Jerry Woods, and the first down for St. Pius.
Hey,
I like the call.
2 for 2 on 4th down. St. Pius is, and sometimes you just got to risk it to get the biscuit. And they're all about the buttermilk tonight.
I didn't know you were going to start throwing that language around on me.
Sorry, that'll be my one and done.
That's got some flavor to it there. 8 minutes remaining in the first half. Caroli hands it right in the gut of Irvin. Irvin dumped in the backfield right there. That's Drew Harlow busting through from the middle linebacker spot. He came on a dog right up the middle that time, and he threw Irvin for a 1-yard loss.
So fired up after they make big plays. The front seven for the Central Rebels, I mean, they play as a unit, and the smallest things that just get fired up. And if you're on the other side of the field, you have to be concerned about that.
7.5 minutes remaining in this first half. 20-3 the score. Pius, I think they've demonstrated a certain toughness here. They've not been able to keep with Central step for step, though. Hennessy looks like he's in for Caroli right here. The play clock winding down. 1 second remaining on the play clock, and they just didn't get their personnel in fast enough. They didn't get it communicated quickly enough. The coaches didn't on the sideline. That's not on the players. That's a delay of game right there. It'll move them back 5 yards.
Penalties are going to be in their dreams tonight if they don't win this football game. Because, I mean, the first 2 drives, and it resulted in negative yardage just because of penalties. You convert a huge 4th down at midfield. Now you're back on your side.
They've been thrown for a loss 3 times, but the first one was a snap that was just back, and the exchange was missed. Here's Hennessy. Hennessy had Thornton wide open on the right side, but he pump-faked it 3 times, and then he sacked in the backfield as he tried to jitterbug around from there. And that was Logan Comfort blasting in there to get his 3rd sack of the season, and a loss of 2 yards for Hennessy. Hennessy had Thornton wide open over there.
Chad, I've been watching Thornton the past couple of plays. He's not moving normally. He's definitely favoring one leg or the other. I haven't really figured it out yet, but watch when he comes across the field. He's not moving normally.
Yep, he's got a limp over there. I can see even when he just goes out to his position.
Looks like it's his left leg.
Yep. A 3rd and 17. Hennessy in the ballgame on 3rd and 17 here. They'll run the counter play to Irvin, and Irvin is dumped into the backfield. Harlow slammed him down there. The ball's loose, but the officials will call it dead on the tackle, and there's Harlow blasting in once again, this time throwing Irvin for a 5-yard loss. Well, they play so fundamentally sound, Greg, and that's kind of part of having a complete defensive scheme is the fact that if you're on one side of the field, you just play your responsibility because you trust the guy on the other side of the field.
The gap discipline is impressive, not to mention the pursuit to the football.
The snap is back to Withrow. They nearly got the punt, and then they just nudged into him. Not going to call roughing the kicker, and then Withrow got just a little roll as well. That'll help it. And this one down to the 26-yard line of Central. They had that line of 3 protectors right in front of him, and still Central was breathing down his neck that time as Keenan Johnson almost got in there to block that kick. 5:49 remaining in the first half. 20-3 the score. Central Rebels leading St. Pius. St. Pius 7-3 in that first-round victory last week over Dexter. They rolled up some points in that one. 44-35 victory for Pius in that ball game.
They've had some high-scoring games this year where they've been up in the 40s, 50s, and even touched 60s.
4 wide to the right, 1 to the left. They'll run the motion man Mannion. Mannion going to try to take advantage of that blocking over there. Cuts behind a block. Good tackle by Hennessy, but not before Mannion has a 12-yard gain. That was pretty much student body right that time on the reverse.
It's such a deceptive look, too, if you're that St. Pius Lancer defense. You see the 4 wide. you know you have to, you have to hope the personnel that you brought in was a nickel, and then for them to run on you with it, so difficult.
Twins to each side here. Mayberry, the single setback. 1st and 10 for Central. They've got it at their own 38-yard line. Mayberry kind of stutters stepping into the line. He lost the ball. It's down on the field and picked up by Sean McDowell. McDowell comes out of the pack with the ball and takes it down to the 32-yard line. A big turn of events here for St. Pius. Their only score was possession. They got great field position on a kickoff return, and now the defense comes with a big stick and a little return, and it'll be Pius football. They'll have it just outside of the 30-yard line here of the Central Rebels.
Now, if you're St. Pius, you have to think 2 for 1 right here. I mean, if you can take a lot of time off and get points out of this and then come back into the next half, oh, man, you could turn this into a game in a real quick turn of events.
5:27 remaining in the first half, 20-3. And they get one going here. It could be 20-10. And like you said, Greg, they get the ball to start the second half. Could be a big swing. We'll see. There's a lot between now and then.
Right.
But, yeah. But if you're Pius, that's the way you're thinking about it. Pius still taking a ton of time in their huddle. They didn't have the personnel they wanted. This time, at least, they have the wherewithal to call a timeout. 5:27 remaining in the second quarter. A 20-3 lead for Central, but Pius gets the football back deep in Central territory on the turnover, and we'll see what they do with it after this 1-minute timeout on KRAI.
Jason, which tractor did you leave on display in Arnold? And which one is on display in Deloge? And which Case IH tractor did you leave on display in Farmington?
Clarissa, shut up. Jeez, Dirt Diva, who are you now? The witch?
Clever mower mouse. I'm the queen of the green, and I'm ready for the big green savings event on our red tractors. Green as in saving customers money.
I get it. Mean green.
Let's just see who the mean one is when I'm saving our customers thousands of dollars on all makes and models of our tractors. Little, big, and everything in between. Just follow the yellow brick road to Fliggs Equipment and see the green you save in your wallet.
Fliggs Equipment, Highway 32 in St. Genevieve. Online, Fliggs.com. Hurry in today for savings so big you'll think you've landed somewhere over the rainbow.
After the timeout, Pius running a little power football right there at Central, and it's Urban with a 3-yard gain right up the gut. They're going to come out with that same stacked formation, and Urban in front of Hogue. Hogue going to run the reverse here, and they'll bring it around that left side, but Central played it just right that time, and a terrific play by Keenan Johnson. He's made a couple of good special teams plays, and that's a pretty nice one there to stop that reverse. Dustin Saunders also in on the hits for Central. That was Logan Rich with that reverse that time.
You talked about the guys on the Central defense trusting each other, and there's a great example of it right there. A couple of guys bite on the fake, and you know that somebody else is going to chase down the actual guy with the ball.
So 3rd and 8 here for St. Pius. One man to the left side, one to the right. Double dog blitz coming. They're breathing down the neck right here of Caroli. Caroli just loses the ball straight up in the air. It's taken by Colin Best. He rumbles across the 50, down to the 42-yard line of St. Pius. And Caroli just had people all over him. Lost the ball. It popped straight up in the air. Logan Comfort, it almost looked like he had a hand on it. And then it was taken by Colin Best. And he rips it all the way back down to the 42-yard line, so one turnover turns into another, and Pius giving it right back to Central here with 4 minutes remaining in the first half.
It almost looked like he got Best had that volley to him because Comfort knew he was going down.
Like one of those volleyball passes, huh?
It was perfect.
It did look like that. Bridges has Mayberry in the backfield with him here. Bridges rolling to the left side, throws it on the out route. This is to Mannion. Mannion puts the brakes on. And it surges forward for another 3 yards. So he's got a 12-yard gain. Move the sticks.
What a great throw by Bridges right there. Literally threw it over the top of a defender that had his back to the quarterback and just hit that small window to Mannion and, again, the safety blanket.
How efficient has Bridges been? He's 6 for 7 for 111 yards. Mannion has 5 of those 6 catches for 75 yards. That's his season's average. 20-3, Central on top and looking for more. 3:44 remaining in this first half of play. 4 wides to the right side. There'll be a tight end over there. And now here's Harlow. Harlow gets caught at the line of scrimmage and brought right down. That's James Reed going to work. for St. Pius right there. Justin Fortney helping out as well. That's the way you play the run, boys.
That's the way you have to tackle Drew Harlow is swarm, because it's not going to be the first guy that brings him down. The first guy's just going to slow him up.
Maybe the fifth, huh?
It might have to be on a couple of occasions.
So no gain on the play, and a great job by this St. Pius defense. 2nd and 10. Twins to the left side. Now trips. Mannion, Strange, Comforts, all over to the left side. Guy on the island to the right is Caldwell. And Harlow, the single setback. Bridges rolls to the left side, and actually threw this out in front of the grasp that time of Braden Mannion. First bad ball we've seen from Bridges tonight.
It almost turned into a disaster as Mannion was able to get a hand on it, and a diving defender for St. Pius nearly came up with the pick.
It was really too close of a pass for Mannion to dive for it, because it was just it happened too fast.
Got on him in a hurry.
So 3rd and 10. 2:57 on this second quarter clock, 20-3, Central on top. Bridges back in the gun. He'll send 3 wides. No, 4 now wide to the right side, 1 to the left side. That's Mannion. He'll be the motion man. He'll get it now. He wants to pass it. It's going to be the pass back. Bridges is wide open, but there's a delay in throwing him the football. Now Bridges jumps up, takes it away from Thornton, and then streaks into the end zone. Touchdown, Central. On the slot back reverse, throwback pass to the quarterback. Mannion to Bridges, 31 yards, count them all, and 6 more points. 2:45 remaining in the first half. 26-3, and the razzle-dazzle nets a touchdown for these Central Rebels.
That should not have happened. That should not have worked like that. I mean, you have Mannion nearly dead to rights in the backfield, throws back across his body, an ugly ball that somehow Bridges comes up with, shakes a tackle, goes up the left sideline into the end zone. It was unreal. It was like the Andy Dalton catch from earlier in the season.
You know, it was a play that should have worked earlier, but Mannion didn't throw it in time. Then it shouldn't have worked, as you said, and then it did work. Bridges takes the straight handoff, and his line just escorts him into the end zone. 2:45 remaining in the first half. 28-3. It's all Rebs right now. We've got your kickoff in a minute on Super Talk 800.
School days are here, and Hastings Unlimited in Farmington invites you to visit them and check out their school jackets. For school booster clubs, their promotional products division offers mini sports balls, Bam Bam sticks, foam hands, seat cushions, and more. And remember, Hastings Unlimited for fundraising items and for products to advertise your business. Visit Hastings Unlimited, 408 East Karsh Boulevard in Farmington, or call them at 756-1515. That's Hastings Unlimited.
Andy's Garage in Park Hills offers everything you need from tire changes to engine rebuilds. With over 30 years experience, Andy is ASE certified and his prices are fair. What more could he ask for? Andy guarantees his work. He wants you to be 100% satisfied. And if diesel work is what you need, Andy is one of the few diesel mechanics in the area. So if you're looking for a tune-up or more performance, stop by Andy's Garage located on Maple Street off of Highway 8 right behind the Patriot Vault in Park Hills. Or call 573-431-2626.
Some good games out there. We'll recap the scoreboard for you here after the kickoff. Jake Bridges on to kick it away. So 1 touchdown pass by the Rebels. Wasn't thrown by Jake Bridges, but it was caught by him. 2:45 remaining in the first half. 28-3. Bridges slams this one deep, and Thornton is not back there to receive it, so they say, yeah, let's go ahead and kick it deep this time. Instead, it's a new man on the kickoff return team for the St. Pius ball club, and that was Andrew Sale back there. He kind of fumbled with it, and then it was hit quickly. It'll be 1st and 10 for St. Pius at the 20-yard line, and our touchdown drive brought to us by ProCare Automotive and Volunteer.
An impressive touchdown drive capped off by a play that, to be honest, shouldn't have worked.
Well, should have and then shouldn't have and then did.
Unreal. A lot of good games around the listening area. We have Hillsboro and Festus right now. Hillsboro leads 14-7. We have a 28-3 score here with Central out front. Carnahan now edging out Herculaneum 12-7. Valley Catholic 34-0, and Kennett leads Fredericktown 13-6. All of those games in the second quarter.
There's a 42-yard drive capped off by the 31-yard touchdown pass Mannion to Bridges right there. 2-point conversion up and through as well. Now Hennessy running the quarterback spot here for St. Pius. Hennessy dodges a couple of would-be tacklers, then gets a nice little surge at the end from his line and gains 4 yards, maybe 5. Give him 5 right there for Hennessy.
Just gonna give him the plus side. Hennessy getting the job done. It's weird the way that they rotate. It's not every other drive. It's
by
sporadic.
feel, I guess.
I guess so.
Hennessy, 4 carries and 20 yards rushing. He actually is the leader in rushing for the Lancers. But I think very, very clear that Caroli is the much better passer.
Absolutely.
2 minutes remaining in the first half, 28-3, and Hennessy continues to play that quarterback spot, flips it over to the left side, completes it to Withrow. Withrow not only a good punter and kicker, but a guy that plays wide out for them as well and gains just 2 yards on the completion.
It just seems like for St. Pius, they just can't get in open space. I can really recall one time where they got an open space, and it was the kick return for Thornton. It seems like the pursuit of the football is just taking away any big play option that St. Pius may have.
No, there isn't much open space.
No, there's not.
Well, the Rebels play D. $1:48 remaining in the first half. 28-3. Timeout on the field. Take it with them and back in 30 seconds right here on Super Talk 800.
Goggins Drilling has been serving the Parkland and beyond for over a half a century. They have a reputation for quality work that comes with over 50 years of satisfying their customers. Goggins Drilling offers sales and service on all water pumps and are on the leading edge of ground source heating systems. See Goggins Drilling for contract drilling or call 431-2450. Goggins Drilling, when you want more than just a hole in the ground.
Well, Greg, you were talking about Pius maybe getting the 2-for-1 after the turnover, scoring at the end of the first half, getting the kickoff for the second half. Central had a different idea in mind. They turned them over, scored, and now they're looking for the 2-for-1, 2 scores at the end of the first half. They take the timeout right there, try to get the ball back if they can stop them on third down here.
I'll take your line this time. There's a lot of time between now and the end of the half,
There is.
right?
There definitely is. 28-3. And Central on top here. $1:48 remaining in this first half, as Greg alluded to right there. And Hennessy continues to play quarterback. He deploys 3 wides to the right side. He's got 1 running back, fakes it to him. Hennessy runs the straight keeper, just going to try to get to the speed out to the right side. Jukes, jives, ducks inside, and then outside. That's a big first down pickup for St. Pius on a gain of 7.
It was a good move by Hennessy on the end of the run to fake the cut back upfield and then go ahead and make his way around the corner for the first down.
And now Central probably not going to take timeouts. And I know down 28-3, you're thinking, well, we got to score, but almost equally as important for Pius is don't give the football back here.
You need to play keep away for the rest of the game, not alone the first half.
Minute and a half remaining in this first half. Hennessy throws over to the right side to Withrow, and Withrow goes out of bounds after just a pair.
I think we're going to see a lot of out routes for this drive for the St. Pius Lancers. And, I mean, really, if you're Central, you can just play zone coverage and just let them have that couple of yards.
I'm really not too sure they would want him to get out of bounds. I'm not too sure Pius wouldn't just want the clock to roll and maybe get to half without any more damage here.
You're right. There is a lot of time. I mean, when you say a minute 25, it doesn't sound like a lot of time, but when you have 1 minute, 4 second scoring drives for the Rebels, it's a lot of time.
Withrow out to the wide to the right side. They've got Rich in the slot right there to give up the middle this time to Irvin, and Irvin gets just a pair.
And now they go in between the tackles, keep the clock running.
And a timeout on the field. Looks like Central will take another timeout to try to get the ball back. It's a good, solid play. $1:17 remaining in the first half. 28-3, Central on top. And a third down coming up for Pius. We're back in 30 seconds on Super Talk 800.
Honda's line of 4-Trax Rangers all-terrain vehicles are America's favorite ATVs because they're always improving. That's especially true of the all-new 2014 Rangers, like the new double cradle steel chassis and aggressively styled bodywork that's just as tough as it is good-looking. Get to Donaldson Cycles in Park Hills today and see the entire 2014 Honda Rangers line, and you'll see why these midsize ATVs are truly the best on earth. See them today at Donaldson Cycles at number 4 Municipal Drive in Park Hills.
Well, Central taking a timeout. They've got one left, too, so if they could stop them here on third down, they could stop the clock and get it back. Last time on third down, it was picked up by a good run by Isaiah Hennessy. 3rd and 5 here. Hennessy continues to be the quarterback. He and Caroli continue to mix and match out there. 4 to the right side. Hennessy wants to throw it. Looking to the right, looking to the left. Now scampering down the field. He's got another first down. Oh, Hennessy making it happened with his feet. He gained 6 yards. And for St. Pius, well, it looks like they'll be able to keep away for the rest of the first half anyway.
That was a big first down for St. Pius. You don't get that first down. Central calls their third timeout. You have to kick the ball back to them with over a minute. Now with that one timeout, I mean, if things do get in a precarious situation for the Lancers, you have a pretty good chance of just ending the first half.
Outside of a couple of penalties by this Pius team, well, I guess they had the first play that they missed the exchange on, but I mean, I don't think they played all that bad.
Stats disagree.
Well, they do. The Central has a big role to play in that, though.
I don't have any stat I can write down for effort and stuff like that, which is St. Pius has really been hanging in there. They've been showing their toughness.
Another penalty, maybe. It's the jinx.
Yeah, so that was on us. Sorry, guys.
We'll take that one, Coach. 46 seconds left in the first half. 28-3 is the score. Central leads it here. It's 1st and 15 for St. Pius. Hennessy, the quarterback, he's back in the gun. He's got Lance Irvin in front of him and to his left. Hogue there as well. Hennessy wants to air it out. He throws it into double coverage down the far right sideline. A good effort over there by Withrow, but he had a couple of defensive backs running right there with him. Mannion and Strange, passes incomplete.
If you're going to throw that pass, I think Hennessy put it in the right spot. I mean, if anybody was going to get to it, it would be Withrow running under it. Just a couple of yards out front.
You don't want to lead him to the middle with 2 guys there, and he threw it to the outside. 37 seconds remaining in the first half, 28-3. Central leading it. St. Pius football. They managed to eke out a couple of first downs here and not give it back to this Rebel outfit. Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line. Hennessy, the quarterback, twins to the left side. And now they'll run a guy across the formation. That's Rich. And it strips to the left side with one running back there as well. Hennessy rolling to his left, tucks it, runs it to the 40, cuts back to the right side. He's got a little field out to the 50-yard line, to the 45, down to the 43-yard line. And those good wheels by Hennessy keeps these sticks moving. And it's a gain of 18 yards.
St. Pius, it's one of the better drives that we've seen them put together this evening, but it may come just a little bit too late.
25 seconds left in the first half. Hennessy's on pace anyway for a 100-yard night. That would be rare against the Central team. Hennessy has 7 carries and 51 yards. Pretty much all on scrambles.
Yeah, broken plays are really where he's getting a lot of his yards, things that he kind of gets out there and does it on his own.
Trips to the right. Now they'll set the line. One running back in the formation just to the right side of Hennessy as well. They fake it to him, and then Hennessy looks for that keeper. They look like they had him at the line of scrimmage, and Hennessy breaks a tackle and takes it down to the 40-yard line on a gain of 4 yards, 14 seconds, 13-12. Pius quickly lining up at the line of scrimmage. They're going to clock this thing so they have a chance maybe at a Hail Mary here. That's indeed what they do with 6.9 seconds remaining in the first half.
Have to bring Doug Flutie off the bench.
Well, or Mickey Caroli. I mean, Caroli would have a much better chance of getting a ball down the field, I would think. If it breaks down, Hennessy would have a better chance of running with it, but you've got maybe just the one chance to throw it all the way down the field here.
Looks like they're going to go ahead and have Hennessy back there.
Hennessy will stay in. And a timeout now by Central. So Corey Schweiss wants to make sure this defense doesn't give anything up on the final play of the first half. 28-3 our score, 6.9 seconds remaining in the first half. And it's St. Pius football. It'll be 3rd and 6, the 41-yard line of Central. And we'll tell you about it after this 30-second timeout on Super Talk 800.
When you have a concrete job, Polite Ready Mix is the name to remember. Polite Ready Mix has been in business for 3 decades, and they're locally owned and operated, with 8 locations servicing Washington, Iron, St. Francis, and now Reynolds and Carter counties. And in addition to their already great service, Polite Ready Mix offers several trucks and a concrete conveyor. Contact the Polite Ready Mix nearest you for a no-obligation estimate today. That's Polite Ready Mix.
6.9 seconds remaining in this first half. We've got your Hoods Discount Home Center halftime show coming up. We'll have the scores and highlights from the other games. Let you know what's going on around the area tonight on the second week of playoff football. Hennessy back in the pocket. He's rolling to his right side, and then he's dumped down by Colin Bess. Colin Best spins him, plants him, and we come to the end of this first half of play on a -7 for Isaiah Hennessy. And Colin Best, what a great defensive tackle, breaks through and makes the play to conclude our first half of play. 28-3 is our halftime score. The third-ranked and undefeated Central Rebels leading the St. Pius Lancers. Second half kickoff coming off. The Rebels will boot it away right to left as Greg and I look at and describe the action to you here in the second half. And that means the return team for St. Pius setting up to our left side. Tryson Thornton with a good return in the first half, Greg, but you would notice that he was limping a little bit, and we have not seen him back there on the last two kickoff returns.
It's definitely something with his left leg, left knee. It seemed like after that big run, he had, I think, one more touch, and I haven't really seen him. Yep. I mean, even when he was open and Hennessy had the football as a quarterback, had to pump fake it, not even throw over to him.
So it'll be Irvin and Hennessy, the return men for St. Pius. St. Pius has put a good year together, 7-3 after a 7-4 campaign last year. So those are good records, yes, but when you consider what they did the 2 years before, 2-9 in 2012 and 0-10 in 2011, what a great turnaround for this ball club. This kick is kind of popped up and it's chunked over to the far sideline. Second time Bridges has kicked that out of bounds. So good field position to start here for St. Pius. We've seen Hennessy in that quarterback spot more than we've seen Caroli in the first half. Caroli the starter, and then they bring Hennessy in. They kind of went back and forth for a while, and then Hennessy just kind of took it over the past three possessions of the first half.
Yeah, Hennessy has he had converted the couple of fourth downs, fourth and shorts, fourth and fives, and without Thornton back there, I mean, you really have to have some kind of wild card, but here we are hitting the reset button. It looks like we're going to do the kick over again.
Yeah, instead of taking it at the 35, it's Pius saying, now just kick it again. We'll scoot you back a little bit. So Bridges will tee it up from the 35 here. One of their very good plays has been the return, so why not?
And it's
try that again.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to get to go for it again, especially with them backing it up to the 35, take it.
Irvin and Hennessy, as we said, the deep men for Pius. They've got Seth Claggett as an up man. Hennessy grabs it at the 22. Hennessy puts on the brakes at the 30, dodging over to the left side. That was a wrong turn for him because that was a nice open field tackle by a freshman, Tristan Campbell, spinning him down right there, throwing him backwards.
It wasn't your typical the way you teach a tackle, but he did a great job of wrapping him up and throwing him to the turf.
All right, so it looks like it'll be Caroli coming out to start this second half as the quarterback for St. Pius. Caroli, 40 of 72 this year from his quarterback spot. So he hasn't really thrown the ball a whole lot either. He has only a little bit more than 7 pass attempts per game on the season. And he's going to hand it off as we start the second half to Anthony Hogue. Hogue is met right at the line of scrimmage there at the 35-yard line. And he is dumped right there at the line of scrimmage. Drew Harlow, the first man there. Harlow's a head knocker, 6'2", 210. He's a junior. Leads the team with 120 tackles coming into this game.
Not to mention, I mean, you have so many big guys on the front line for Central and such long arms. I mean, they just dominate up front.
Irvin and Hogue in the split eye right there. And this time they give it to Irvin, the first man in. Gains maybe a yard and a half. Mayberry right there on the tackle.
And once again, a good push by the front seven for Park Hill Central.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've got an all-state guy like Bess on the outside on the defensive end. And you just can't run to that side.
Bess and Pope, starting tackles, Mayberry and Saunders. We've seen Keenan Johnson in there a little bit as well. That's a great front four, and the guys that rotate in there as well on a 3rd and 8. Hogue and Irvin split backfield again. Caroli play action fake. Chunks it down the middle of the field, intended for Hennessy, and he just overthrew him. Strange trying to run with him right there on the coverage. Hennessy maybe a half step faster.
Oh,
Strange out there.
Yeah, I think so. It just seemed like maybe the route wasn't quite what the Caroli thought or what Hennessy thought. It seemed like he was throwing for a deep slant inside or a deep cross, but Hennessy kind of had to change with the ball in midair. Just a little bit too far out front.
Withrow on to booted away, and it's Braden Mannion, the deep man, the return man. It's an end-over-end punt. Mannion grabs it at the 28-yard line, evades one tackler, now two, cuts back to the left side. He's at the 40, Mannion to the 50-yard line. He's running into a pack of Lancers, stops at the 30, ducks back inside, but as he did so, he had the ball slapped out of his hands, and I think St. Pius might have this ball. St. Pius waving as if they believe they have it, but Mannion comes out of the bottom of the pile with the football. I'm not sure how he kept on it.
I don't know if he did.
And it is Pius football. How about that one? Mannion with a tremendous return, but as he put his foot on that left sideline and tried to duck back in to gain a little bit more yards, the ball was just slapped out of his hand. And we're just right about where we started. 1st and 10 for St. Pius at their own 32.
And what the very question that you asked Braden Mannion on Tuesday is, if you make a mistake, do you look to come out and atone for that? And now you know he is.
Yeah, and that was a mistake by Mannion right there. Caroli, the quarterback, 3 wides to the left side. It looks like somebody moved early. Hennessy, they'll swing it out to the left side. That's to Irvin. Irvin gets a block, and he gains 3 yards. Harlow chipped him and brought him down right there. Good swing pass by Caroli right there to Irvin on a gain of 4.
Now, if you're St. Pius, I mean, granted, we just started the second half, but you need to score right here just to establish a sustained drive, momentum, and show Central that you can go up the field on their defense.
Yeah, you're down 25. You haven't driven the length of the field the entire game, so they're going to have to do it sooner or later. Not only sooner or later, but also often. And this time, the ball is slung right through Thornton. Caroli had an idea that Thornton was 6'4" instead of 5'4", threw it way over the top of him, and a flag on the play. That was in the holding box, but we'll see what the call is.
Just the way the game's developed, you almost expect St. Pius to move backwards. It's such a similar scenario than what they've had earlier.
Well, that's what happens. False start by the Lancers. And this will put them back 5 yards.
Say, with a defense like Rebels have, you just can't make mistakes like this. You can have maybe once in a great while, but to have them consistently, drive after drive after drive, it's just not going to turn out good for you.
You have to utilize every yard you gain, because you're not gaining a whole lot anyway against a tremendous Rebels defense. 2nd and 11. Hoke splits wide to the right side, twins off to the left, and it's Irvin as the single setback beside Caroli. Caroli spins the ball over to the left side. Just one of those quick step-back pop passes right there to Hennessy. Hennessy gained 6 yards.
Hennessy's actually putting together decent numbers so far through the game.
2 catches for him and 11 yards, but his bigger number running the ball, 9 tries for 48 yards tonight. 9:15 and counting down in the third frame, 28-3, Central leads. Pius has had the football the entire second half so far as they got it back on the fumbled punt return by Mannion. They give us to Irvin right here, and a nice job by Pius that time, pulling the guard from the left side, swinging him around to the right side, and a good lead block by Studevant right there as Irvin slams forward for a 5-yard gain.
That's the first time I've seen misdirection actually get Bess or one of the guys across the front to bite. That time he dove inside, and by that time it was already upfield.
They're going to call an official's timeout and go ahead and measure this thing. Near first down yardage for St. Pius, and that'll let us say thank you to Megasports in Farmington for sponsoring our coverage of Missouri State High School playoff football, Central and St. Pius. Potosi Lumber Company in Potosi. Stretch the chains, first down for Pius. Thank West Transportation in Bismarck, Moyer's Muffler in Park Hills, and Grand Oaks Heating and Cooling in Leadington. 1st and 10 for Pius right here. They've got it at their 42-yard line. 9 minutes remaining in the third. 28-3 the score. Pius looking for their first touchdown of the ball game. And here's Mickey Caroli, the quarterback. Twins to the left side, one off to the right side. And another counter this time by Irvin. Irvin just going, knocking heads with Logan Comfort right there. Comfort came off that left outside linebacker spot, met Irvin in the hole, and to Irvin's credit, he was able to spin off that huge hit and gain a couple of yards.
Yeah, you could definitely see he was anticipating that hit coming down from the linebacker. But nice move to bounce it inside and deflect what could have been a devastating hit.
Good big hit by Comfort, 73 tackles coming in. 2nd and 7 right here. Same play. And this time they try to pull the guard Reed, and Reed is submarined by Comfort, and Comfort just brought down the whole house of cards that time.
It's you just can't run to that side over there consistently or consecutively for that matter. It was with the two guys that they have lined up on the left side of their defense. I mean, you have an all-state guy to get by first and foremost, and then you have two monsters of human beings coming downfield.
Comfort on the outside linebacker, 6 foot 175, and you know Harlow's going to arrive in a hurry for the middle linebacker spot. 7:50 and counting down on the third. It's a 3rd and 7 for St. Pius. They run the hitch, then the go to Hennessy. Hennessy just found a little soft spot on a hitch in the middle, and a nice read by Caroli that time. Caroli only threw about a 7-yard route that had enough time to pump fake it and then complete it to Hennessy. Good work by Caroli and a nice job by Hennessy just sitting down on the seam right there. First down, St. Pius.
I think as much as the Lancers have committed to running the football, and not just outside of the tackles but inside the tackles, you can start to work in that play action wrinkle and have gaps and soft spots, like you said, to sit across the middle.
1st and 10, and Pius working from the Park Hill Central side of the field now. And the Rebels, 48. Caroli looks to the left side, pump fake, up top, looking for Hennessy down the field. Hennessy lays out for it and just about gathered it in at the 15-yard line. He went horizontal for that one and really, really laid out for it. Now, after the entire play was over, there was a very late flag right at the line of scrimmage. It's in the holding box, but usually you'll get that call a lot earlier than what they called it right there, but it's definitely in that position. Personal foul on Park Hills and an ejection.
Wow.
A personal foul on Park Hills and an ejection, and that's Brandon Richardson walking off the field.
That's very surprising.
Yeah, it was right in that holding box, but Greg, the flag was so late, I thought maybe it was a late hit or something like that, but what they're saying is personal foul, Central, ejection, Brandon Richardson. Don't know exactly what happened there, but we know it wasn't good for the Rebels. And that'll move the football 15 yards down the field for St. Pius.
We covered a game earlier in the year. We actually had Glenn Johnson come out, and he covered the game where Central had several penalties of personal misconduct, and it's not something you normally see.
No, it really isn't. Caroli swings it over to the left side. There's Thornton. We haven't seen him in a while. Thornton puts his head down, blasts his way forward. It's an 11-yard gain by Thornton. And, Greg, you mentioned this earlier. He gets low, but he starts low.
Right. It's hard to get low and wrap him up. I mean, by the time you get low, you can't get lower than the guy that's 5'4" and 140 pounds.
Fun football player. He is a Tasmanian Devil on the basketball court as well. He and Hennessy are a great duo in the backcourt for them there. 1st and 10. And St. Pius down at the 21-yard line here of Park Hill Central. This is Irvin trying to plow his way forward. That's reserve linebacker Jacob Glenn, a 5'8" freshman out there, and now another very late flag. And Dustin Saunders walking over to his side of the field, and he's being talked to by some of his teammates. And now he's going to jog over to the sideline.
I think it's going to be another one for extracurriculars. I saw a Pius player come down and fall down, throw his hands up away from the play.
And this actually is very uncharacteristic of a Corey Schweiss team. His teams play with such great effort, passion, and with physicality, but they're always very respectful and very good very good sportsmen. But this is football, too. We have to remember that.
It's just not something that you usually see. Here's the white hat, though.
Let's see what the call is. And another personal foul, but this time it goes both ways.
Okay.
So there's one on each side.
Getting a little chippy.
If it's after the play, they'll let the play stand rather than replay it, and it was after the play, so a gain of 2 by Irvin. 14 carries for Irvin. He's got 24 yards. Those have been tough yards. 7 minutes remaining in the third. Feels like we played a long time in the third already.
Yeah, it's about as long as the first half.
And 28-3 the score. Caroli swings it over the left side. Thornton gets a block. Thornton has a first down. He gets to the 10, diving to the 5. A 15-yard pickup. And there's Tryson Thornton going to work on the left side again. A couple of double-digit pickups for him here on this drive. And this is by far the best drive for the St. Pius Lancers of the whole game. They've got a 1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
Coach Wood said when you asked him before the game, kind of take what the defense is giving you, and right now they're giving you that swing in the flats to Thornton.
Mm-hmm. Thornton setting up shop on the left side. They're 3 wides over there. So the same alignment, but this time they run the counter to Irvin, and Irvin pounds his way down to the 2-yard line. Mannion had the hit at the 4, and Irvin powered through that for a couple of more yards.
And that was set up by the play fake with Thornton just kind of staging it over on the left side. But again, he hobbles back into the huddle.
They had that formation all the way to the left, and then running the counter to Irvin back to the right side. They're going to run Hennessy into the game, but he's in there as a wide receiver, trips to the left side. Irvin, the running back, stands right beside Caroli, the quarterback. It's second and goal from the 2, and Irvin is met by a phalanx of tacklers right there. Just everybody out there making a play. That was Dakota Pope leading the charge there. It's a loss of a yard that time for Irvin.
So when you get down inside the 5, it's going to be hard to run it right up the gut against Park Hill's defense.
5:45 remaining in this third quarter, 28-3. Central leads, and a third and goal just outside of the 3-yard line here for St. Pius. It's Irvin in front of Hogue this time on an offset eye. They give us to Hogue. He's going straight up the middle. He's got a block, powering forward. Did he make it? The officials all converging here in the middle of the field, and they say he came down just shy of the goal line. A gain of 3 by Hogue. Boy, he looked like he might be able to power in right there, and he's just shy of it. So it's a 4th and goal for St. Pius with the nose of the football resting just outside of the goal line. These Lancers looking for their first touchdown here today. They trail Central 28-3, and they'll bring in Irvin and Hogue. Caroli under center. The give is to Hogue. Hogue is met at the goal line, but he gets in. He has stood up right at the goal line, but the nose of the football just touched it, and it's the first touchdown for Pius tonight. 4:49 remaining in this third frame, and now 28-9. Central on top, but these Lancers have finally found the end zone.
Yeah, we talked about them needing to sustain a long drive and get into the end zone. They finally do it right here. 14 plays.
Very impressive there by St. Pius. Now they were assisted by a penalty, a personal foul penalty, but you know what? All credit to them. That was a tremendous drive. So Withrow comes on for the extra point. The snap is high, but the hold got down. Withrow booted it up and through, and then Central nailed him after he kicked it. Great job that time, Greg. Sometimes we overlook this guy, but the holder, Lance Irvin, did a superb job of getting that thing down.
Yeah, that wasn't the most ideal snap back to the holder. It was nearly over his head, but put it down clean.
4:49 remaining in the third, 28-10. Well, a little bit better of a ball game now. We've got your kickoff coming up after this 30-second timeout on KREI.
ProCare Automotive Repair in Bonne Terre is your local AAA-approved auto repair facility and receives ASE's Blue Seal of Excellence every year. To reinforce that commitment to excellence, they now offer an industry-leading 24-month, 24,000-mile nationwide warranty that includes roadside assistance. For 2 years or 24,000 miles, your repair parts and labor, including roadside assistance, is covered anywhere in the country, letting you drive away with confidence, not questions. ProCare Automotive Repair, repaired once, repaired right. Call 358-1112 or go to procareforyourcar.com.
Great drive that time by the St. Pius Lancers team. St. Pius averaging 32 points a game. They're used to scoring some points. Greg mentioned earlier they've had some games where they really have put some point ups. They put 41 up against Grandview, 63 against Jefferson earlier this year, and then in that first-round playoff game, they scored 44. So it's a team from St. Pius. They are used to scoring some points, but it's also a team from Central that is used to not giving up any points. This will be a 15-yard mark-off going against the Rebels. And how about this? Withrow is going to kick this from the Central 45.
I wonder if he can put it through the uprights from here off a tee.
But he can.
I would try it. Why not?
Seen Farmington's kicker miss putting one through the uprights by inches this year from the regular kickoff spot.
Wow.
Yeah. Very good kicker. So Withrow, the left-footed kicker, approaches it. He's just going to slam this line drive right down the field. And did he put it through, Greg?
It went through.
He did the same. His fans are all cheering. They said, give us 3 points for that, would you?
Oh, that was awesome.
All right, our touchdown drive by the St. Pius Lancers, courtesy of ProCare Automotive and Bonne Terre. Greg, that was an impressive one.
A 69-yard drive. They put together 14 plays for that 69 yards. It was all capped off by a 1-yard touchdown run by Hogue. But like we mentioned, it was assisted by a penalty, but it's about time they got a little bit of help because they've been helping Central all evening.
To execute 14 plays against a defense like Central is impressive. And now that defense kind of fired up for Pius as well. Let's see what this Central offense can respond. Bridges rolls to the right side. Bridges throwing it one-on-one down the right sideline, and Hunter Strange just flat went up and got it. Just out-jumped Hogue for the ball. He grabbed it at the Pius 48-yard line. Now, this would be a 32-yard completion, but there's a flag on the play, and there's a chance. There's a Strange pushed off.
It looked like it. I mean, we're on the opposite side of the field, but to get that open.
The official comes over and says, indeed, that's a push-off by the offensive player. Now, they're going to scoot Central back. It'll be half the distance to the goal. This will put them at the 10, so a 10-yard penalty, but really that's a 42-yard penalty, my friends.
It's interesting. This is exactly like the first half, but with the two teams flip-flopped. So you have Central with the penalties going against them now deep in their own territory.
This is the first time Central's had the ball. Pius had a drive. They kicked it away. Mannion with a really nice return, but fumbled at the end of it. Gave Pius the football back just about where they started. And then Pius drove the length of the field after that and scored the touchdown. Bridges rolling to his left side now. Out route. Mannion's got it. Quick hit by Hennessy right there. Mannion outfought him for a couple of yards. He gets it out to the 18-yard line, an 8-yard pickup. Bridges to Mannion. But, yeah, this is the first time this offense for Central's touched the ball in the second half.
And, I mean, really, you still have a decently comfortable lead, but I'm sure you'd feel a lot better getting points out of this drive.
28-3. Still a comfortable lead, you said, but, nice fight by Pius. Nice to see.
Oh, yeah.
4:05, counting down in this third quarter. Bridges rolling to his right side now. Tucks it, runs it, and now he completes it to Mannion. Mannion breaks a tackle. Mannion to the 40-yard line, cuts back inside once again, and the ball once again pops up and out. And who has it? The officials have not declared whose ball it is yet, but the ball certainly did pop up and out from Mannion. It's a gain of 26 yards on the play. And now we look back down the field, Greg, and there's a flag all the way back down the other way, and it's roughing the passer.
Wow.
Now, there's a whole lot going on here because, no turnover. They haven't indicated whose ball it is. Now they finally do. They say Central ball.
I think they're going to say that he stepped out of bounds prior to the hit because he likes to do that jump, stop, cut right by the sidelines. And both times he's done it, St. Pius has forced the ball loose, but luckily for this time, I think they're going to say that he stepped out of bounds prior because it shot out like a cork.
It did. So tack on another 15 yards going against St. Pius. It was a gain of 26 on the completion. So you're talking about 41 yards on the play with the completion, the run, and the penalty. And Mannion now has 111 yards receiving. Central wants to pass it again at Bridges. Passes one down the right sideline. This one's picked off by Thornton. What a play by Thornton. He grabbed it at the 2-yard line, was tackled right on the pylon, and the official's going to mark him out at right about the 1. Thornton was right on the sideline with the receiver right there with him, and an amazing interception by Tryson Thornton right there.
I was very impressed that he came up with that catch. The downside, your offense has to come out on the 1-yard line.
The Rebels really aggressive after Pius scored in wanting to push the football down the field so fast with the passing game. They abandoned the running game. Well, and it cost them with the interception right there on a terrific play by Thornton. Only the 5th interception of the year for Bridges. 17 touchdowns for Bridges on the year. So the line of scrimmage is at 1-yard line. Caroli just trying to get it out from the shadow of his own end zone. And it looks like he fumbled it! He fumbled it.
Wow.
He fumbled it on his own 1-yard line. The officials didn't indicate it for a long time. Instead, it was the Central Rebel players that were jumping around, and off the bottom of that pile, Dakota Pope and Tristan Pyatt. Oh, if there's a part of the field that you don't fumble the football, maybe it's inside of your own 5. What a killer for these Lancers.
Wow. That's huge.
And you know what? Maybe one of the worst parts of it is the Lancers were just trying to play it safe. They just said, just run it straight ahead, Caroli. No fumble, no safety. Let's just play it safe. And he put it on the ground. Great job by this Central defense. They'll hand it off to Harlow, and then Harlow just hammers his way into the end zone. A 2-yard touchdown run by Drew Harlow. It's a 1-play, 2-yard drive after the fumble by St. Pius, and Central's right back on the board. So Rebels 34 and the Lancers 10. 3:30 remaining in the third. As good as that drive was before, and he just had the interception by Thornton, and that fumble just really hurt him right there.
That was extremely costly at this point in the game.
They had a little momentum going. A tough spot to get the ball back, certainly at your 2, but the good news was that you just turned Central over, but couldn't handle the prosperity that time. 3:30 remaining in the third. 35-10. Central leads, and your kickoff in a minute on Super Talk 800 KREI.
The Donut Palace in Park Hills. Your donut shop in the Parkland, now serving biscuits and gravy. A half order is just $1.99. They're open from 5 a.m. 6 days a week for your convenience. Use the drive-thru for the month of November special. 2 glazed donuts and a small coffee, just $1.99. Don't forget, ask for the KTJJ special. Buy a dozen donuts and get 6 for free. The Donut Palace by L Taps in Park Hills, where the customer is still king.
Andy's Garage in Park Hills offers everything you need from tire changes to engine rebuilds. With over 30 years experience, Andy is ASE certified and his prices are fair. What more could he ask for? Andy guarantees his work. He wants you to be 100% satisfied. And if diesel work is what you need, Andy is one of the few diesel mechanics in the area. So if you're looking for a tune-up or more performance, stop by Andy's Garage located on Maple Street off of Highway 8 right behind the Patriot Vault in Park Hills. Or call 573-431-2626.
3.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter, 35-10. Central leads St. Pius here. And the kickoff by Bridges. This one's bouncing, rolling toward the left sideline. And has picked up Thornton back on that kickoff return team. He's dancing. He pinballs up a couple of would-be tacklers. He's out to the 24. I like watching this kid play football. Can I take the touchdown drive recap this time, Greg?
Most certainly.
Okay, 1 play, 2 yards. Drew Harlow's in again for the third time on the year. Central got it back at the Pius 2 and just powered it in with 1 play. Or touchdown drive recap courtesy of ProCare Automotive in Bonne Terre. Omega makes it personal in Farmington. Among our sponsors, Busenbark Flooring in Farmington, Larry Eisel Rentals in Caledonia, Home Pools and Spas in Leadington, and Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy in Deloge. So St. Pius football, once again, they scored their only touchdown of the game on their last possession. Mickey Caroli's out there, swings a pass over to the left side, threw it right between Hennessy and Hogue, and incomplete. Well, we're keeping an eye on that Kennett and Fredericktown game. The winner of Kennett-Fredericktown will be here, assuming Central holds on against Pius. The winner of that one gets the winner of this one. Central would be at home hosting that one next Friday.
And right now, Kennett is out front in the third quarter, 20-6.
So pretty good game. Thought that would be a pretty good game. You thought Kennett might be a little better, and so far they are. Another counterplay this time. They run it to Irvin. Irvin is pounced on by 3 tacklers that time. That's Logan Comfort. You know, Drew Harlow leads this team in tackles, but I think Logan Comfort has played a terrific game from the outside linebacker position today.
It seems like play after play after play, if one of the two's not the first one there, they finish it up.
You know, a lot of times it's because they kind of run that counter. They're not trying to go straight over the tackle or even up the gut. They kind of try to get to the outside, and That's where comfort is to turn them back inside. I want to thank Midwest Sports Center in Farmington as our web TV sponsor today. Thank Jack Sadler for operating our camera today, providing our coverage on KRAI Web TV. 2:49 remaining in the third. 35-10. Time out on the field. Central in charge. St. Pius football back in 30 seconds on Super Talk 800.
Goggins Drilling has been serving the Parkland and beyond for over a half a century. They have a reputation for quality work that comes with over 50 years of satisfying their customers. Goggins Drilling offers sales and service on all water pumps and are on the leading edge of ground source heating systems. See Goggins Drilling for contract drilling or call 431-2450. Goggins Drilling, when you want more than just a hole in the ground.
So back from the timeout, a 3rd and 11 here for St. Pius. St. Pius's last drive, their best one of the game, took it all the way down. Really nice drive. Passed. They mixed the run and the pass very effectively.
Didn't follow it up well, though.
Didn't follow it up too well. They followed it up with an interception, which is good.
True.
This possession, not so much yet. And it'll be the QB keeper this time as they brought in Hennessy at that quarterback spot, and he spun down just right about at that line of scrimmage. I think Colin Bess, who helped out on the tackle there, I think this kid's a prospect.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you're talking 6'6", 225, and can run.
Yeah, he's going to be. They're going to be able to easily pack probably 40 pounds on him when he gets to college too, and probably not going to lose much in the way of his athleticism either. Withrow boots it away. It's a shorter punt. Mannion lines up well behind it, and it's down to the 40-yard line of Central. Let's thank a few sponsors here. Matt Stroud Excavating and Hauling in Farmington, Innovative Warehousing and Distributing in Farmington, and AAA Check Advance in Farmington and Crystal City. That Festus-Hillsboro game was a really, really good one. And Hillsboro got out to a couple of touchdown lead. Festus has brought it back, though. They had a pick six for a score, and now some special teams helping them out.
Yeah, it's 14-10, Hillsboro out front. But that's very surprising with the skill players that Festus has, that they haven't scored an offensive touchdown yet.
Hillsboro has played some D tonight.
Their defense is really good, though, for the Hawks. They're really good.
Central Rebels football, they've got a 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line. They went almost strictly to the air last drive. I bet you they go to the ground here in this drive, Greg. And Bridges is going to run that zone read. He's going to carry it straight up the gut this time, and it's good for a 7-yard gain. Starting to get a few fresh bodies in there on that St. Pius side as well. That was Mike Cords, the outside linebacker that finally rode Bridges down.
You know, we talked to Coach Weiss, and he was talking about how he would, as the playoffs roll on, he was going to let Bridges run a little bit more. We saw it early. We haven't seen a whole lot of it since.
Bridges back in the gun. Harlow behind him. Twins to the left side. One man off to the right side. 2nd and 3. Line of scrimmage is the 48-yard line for Central. Harlow runs into 1-2 tacklers, bounces off, breaks it, slams over to the left side, and skirted to the outside that time. Pretty nifty stuff by Harlow. He just gained 10 yards.
He should have lost, too. I mean, he had to run into the hole that wasn't there, come back, reverse field to the near side, and then turns it into a first down.
Pretty sturdy stuff by James Reed and Tom Arriaga down there in the middle of that line to turn him away from what he thought was going to be a hole in the middle. And now it's Comfort, the single setback with trips over to the right side. They give us to Comfort, off tackle, left side. And Comfort breaking tackles as he bowls his way down the left side. Comfort gaining 8 yards there.
You talk about how they're great linebackers, then you have to flip the side of the field, and now they're coming at you.
Mm-hmm. Comfort and Harlow, the linebackers, and then running backs as well. And then you've got Brandon Mayberry. He's carried the ball more than anybody. He's a defensive end. The fastest guy on the team.
It's crazy.
2nd and 2. And Mayberry, the single setback. Bridges wants to throw it. That flips it over to the left side and passes complete over there to Brandon Caldwell. Caldwell ridden out at the 25-yard line. That's a gain of 9 yards. Move the sticks.
When Central decides to spread it out, and, I mean, just a 2 or 3 receiver set, a lot of times you have Mannion out there who you would prefer to double cover if you can. But then what do? Pull some out of the box and put one-on-one coverage, and they complete dink and dunks all the way up the field.
1st and 10 at the 26. And building on that, I think one of Bridges' strengths is that he makes quick decisions. Can dink and dunk it if he wants to. So Bridges rolls to the right side. He's got Mannion on the out route. Put it right on him. Mannion ducks one tackle. He's to the 20, to the 15, slams over to another tackle, down to the 10-yard line. And another big pickup by this passing game. This time it's a gain of 16 yards on the out routes.
And again, rolling out to the right on the bootleg. Bridges finds Mannion. Mannion makes the tackler miss, and chains move again.
170 yards passing for Bridges tonight. 127 receiving for Mannion.
Wow.
One of the great things about Mannion is his yards after the catch as well. Trips to the left side. Mayberry, the single set back. 1st and 10 from the 10, just outside of the 10-yard line. Final play of the third quarter as the horn sounds, and Mayberry slugs it up the middle. Scott Early, Sam Least did a nice job getting on top of him right there. A modest gain, 4 yards. And when we come back for the fourth, it'll be Central with the ball inside of the 10-yard line and looking for more. The Rebels lead the Lancers 35-10, fourth quarter in a minute, right here on Super Talk 800, KREI Farmington.
Jason, which tractor
Did you see Comfort spread outside as a receiver on that play?
Which one is on display in Deloge?
Schweiss he is a very good receiver.
That's great.
You know, we throw
Jeez,
first of our balls to
who are you
Mannion,
now?
and then Strange,
The witch?
he said Logan's a really good receiver.
Golly.
And I'm ready for the Big Green Savings event.
Comfort's, he actually has decent receiving numbers, 15 for
I
231.
get it.
That is
I
impressive.
Get it. Mean
That's so
green.
Let's just see who the mean one is when I'm saving our customers thousands of dollars on all makes and models of our tractors. Little, big, and everything in between. Just follow the yellow brick road to Flig's Equipment and see the green you save in your wallet.
Fleeks Equipment, Highway 32 in St. Genevieve. Online, Fleeks.com. Hurry in today for savings so big you think you've landed somewhere over the rainbow.
It looks like they've got the sticks arranged. I don't know, Greg. Are they saying Central can get a first down?
Yeah, it looks like inside of maybe about the 1.5.
1.5, okay. That's what it looks like they have the sticks arranged at. Here's Harlow, and Harlow slams inside of the 5, falls down to the 3-yard line. Pretty good one-on-one stop there by James Reed. He was holding on for dear life.
Got the job done, though.
He did. It was a nice game by Harlow that time of 5. Harlow already has 3 touchdowns tonight. He's looking for the quad. He already has the hat trick.
The way they rotate guys into that backfield, I mean, he might get the touch here. I mean, there's so many options that you could go with.
And they'll go with the heavy package right here. Keenan Johnson, one of the fullbacks. It's Johnson, Comfort, and then dotting the power I in the backfield is Harlow. Harlow gets it, and he is escorted right into the end zone. It's a 3-yard touchdown run by Drew Harlow the 4th time he's hit the end zone tonight. And Central now leads 41-11. 11-17 remaining in our fourth quarter.
Yeah, he's having a pretty nice night, to say the least. Great on defense, even better running the football tonight. Central in control.
10 carries for Harlow, 67 yards. Drew averaging 6.7 yards per carry on the year. 10 carries and 67 yards tonight.
Hey, he's consistent.
Guess so. Reminds me of a quote. One of my favorite quotes is from Leroy Horde. I'll share it with you guys after the break. Extra points up and in. 11-17 remaining in this fourth quarter. 42-11 the lead for the Central Rebels. We're back with your kickoff in a minute.
Honda's line of 4-Trax Rangers all-terrain vehicles are America's favorite ATVs because they're always improving. That's especially true of the all-new 2014 Ranchers, like the new double cradle steel chassis and aggressively styled bodywork that's just as tough as it is good-looking. Get to Donaldson Cycles in Park Hills today and see the entire 2014 Honda Ranchers line, and you'll see why these midsize ATVs are truly the best on earth. See them today at Donaldson Cycles at number 4 Municipal Drive in Park Hills.
When you have a concrete job, Polite Ready Mix is the name to remember. Polite Ready Mix has been in business for 3 decades, and they're locally owned and operated, with 8 locations servicing Washington, Iron, St. Francis, and now Reynolds and Carter counties. And in addition to their already great service, Polite Ready Mix offers several trucks and a concrete conveyor. Contact the Polite Ready Mix nearest you for a no-obligation estimate today. That's Polite Ready Mix.
Bridge is on to boot it away. It's Hennessy back to receive along with Irvin. Irvin grabs it at his 8-yard line. Uh-oh, he's got a whole lot of blue shirts after him right there. He charges it out to the 25-yard line. Touchdown drive, courtesy of ProCare Automotive and Bonne Terre. What happened there, Greg?
Drive started on their own 40 for the Rebels. 9 plays, 60 yards. And the theme of the night, Drew Harlow on a short touchdown run to cap on now a 32-point lead.
Okay, so Leroy Horde said, you need 2 yards? I'll get you 3. You need 5 yards? I'll get you 3. So what I'm saying is Drew Harlow says, baby, you need 3 yards? I'll get you 6.7. You need 10 yards? I'll get you 6.7.
Oh, it's great.
Pretty consistent guy, huh? 11 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Isaiah Hennessy back at the quarterback spot, and he goes into scramble mode. Hennessy picks up a block from Withrow right there, and then he's dumped at the 25-yard line. He just ran about 45 yards to gain a half a yard. That's a lot of effort by Hennessy right there.
The way this game's going, we're going to see quite a few possessions from these two teams. Still 10:44 on the clock.
The third quarter seemed like it took a while.
It did. It took almost probably as long as the whole first half.
Well, Hennessy has a half 100, 11 carries for him and 50 yards.
And then how he ended the first half?
Well, he had 55 yards, then he lost 7, and he had 48.
Wow.
On the last carry of the first half. So here's Hennessy again, rolling to the right side. And he's got a hitch route available to him, and a nice completion to Withrow right there. And Withrow gets the ball out across the 30 to the 31-yard line. It's a gain of 5 yards on the play. That's Colin Best, Greg, the defensive tackle we've been talking about, making a tackle on an out route on the far sideline.
He's just so fast. I mean, when you're 6'6" and 225, that 225 is spread out a good deal. So, I mean, he's really a basketball frame out there as defensive end, defensive tackle. He can move.
What an athlete. 3rd and 4 coming up. 9:50 counting down in this fourth quarter. Hennessy's back in the gun, trips to the right side. He's going to send his running back over there as well. Now he's going to swing it off to the left side, and Logan Comfort jumped the route. Sean McDowell was hanging out over there. They ran everybody to the right side. McDowell, the tight end, released off to the left. If Hennessy throws that on a line, he's got a chance for a completion and maybe some pretty good yards. But he floated it. He blooped that thing up there, and he's lucky Comfort didn't take that back 25 yards for a pick 6.
I bet you that Comfort's eyes were as big as $half because he almost nearly over-pursued that, or he might have had the interception.
Withrow wants to fake it. Withrow running the ball, now flips it over to Irvin. Irvin has a first down and more. He's got it all the way out to the 49-yard line. But there's a flag on the play, and this might be an illegal block on a fake punt that was executed flawlessly by the punter, but an illegal man was down the field. A really, really nice job, I thought, by Withrow right there.
It was a great play design.
And you burn your gadget with a penalty.
Because, right, you say gadget, you only can do that once, because now it's not going to work again. They're going to see that coming for a mile, and unfortunately, it's St. Pius that hurt St. Pius again.
I thought Withrow ran that perfectly, and Irvin kept his. Irvin went it. He had to decide: am I going to lead block for Withrow, or am I going to release this blocker to become a wide receiver? He read that perfectly. Withrow read whether he was supposed to run or pass perfectly, and then Irvin gets yards after the catch. So not too bad for Pius right there. Oh mercy!
Wow,
this punt is a bullet. He punted it straight up the silo and back down, and then it was Mannion catching it at the 38-yard line. Well, the punter Withrow just made 2 plays that were pretty nice. One on a fake punt and one on a punt.
St. Pius has just had penalty problems tonight. It just keeps reoccurring time after time.
Getting kind of chilly out there. We see a lot of hats and gloves. Folks been to the Mercantile today to buy some things that warmed up their bodies. 9:22 remaining in this fourth frame. 42-10 the score. And Central's got the football. Down in the 20s overnight tonight. Freeze warning tomorrow.
Widespread frost, says our forecast.
Central football, here's Bridges. Great drive by Central last time they had it. 1st and 10 at their own 38. Bridges back in the pocket. He wants it all, throwing it down the far sideline. It's a one-on-one play, and going up to grab it is Strange. Strange out-jumped his man, now cuts back, picks up a block from Comfort, and he's in for the touchdown. It's a 62-yard strike. Bridges to Strange. And on Halloween nights, why not? A wide receiver named Strange outleaps the defense and takes it the distance.
That's the height advantage right there for Strange. That ball wasn't thrown where it needed to be, but with the size of Strange, able to stop, turn around, jump, and pick that out of the air and catch it at the point of his jump. And then downfield, go figure who his blocker is downfield, right? I mean, the guy's everywhere.
Logan Comfort. That's a great play. More than anything, Central just flat identifying what the matchups are. And Strange at 6'3" or 6'4", a good leaper. Even if you have a good athlete and a fast guy on him, which they did, it's just a mismatch, and Bridges just sailed it up top for him in a 62-yard touchdown strike. That's a 6th touchdown catch for Hunter Strange on the year, and now the 18th touchdown pass by Jake Bridges. 49-10, and it's all Central. 9:08 remaining in the 4th. Your kickoff in a minute on KREI.
The new generation, Hoods Discount Home Center.
October is the perfect month for inside home projects. All this month at Hood's Discount Home Center in Farmington, ceramic, laminate, carpet, and hardwood flooring, 20% off. A pre-finished maintenance-free fiberglass door with side lights for $15.99.99 while supplies last. Don't miss spectacular savings, and remember, it's all good at Hood's Discount Center, Highway 67 South, Farmington.
If you're thinking about building, remodeling, or have a project in your future, visit your local County Do-It Center in St. Genevieve and Bloomsdale. You'll find everything needed for the do-it-yourselfer or the professional contractor. From start to finish, they'll have the supplies you want and the experience and information you need. And the Do-It-Best quality paint and primer line is one of the fastest growing private brands in the industry. Their best look paint and primer paints carry a full lifetime warranty, so you know they'll stand the test of time beautifully. County Do-It Center, lumber, hardware, and Do-It-Best quality paint. Stop by today.
Well, ProCare Automotive in Bonne Terre, a big fan of the Central Rebels, is getting them a lot of pub tonight. And Greg, as you were mentioning, the second time that Central's had a one-play touchdown drive.
Yeah, the first one-play touchdown drive was just a couple of yards out. That one, a 62-yard strike. Hunter Strange really made the end of the play, as broke a couple tackles, had a block, able to get in the end zone, 62-yard touchdown, and a big lead for the Rebels.
He had one-on-one coverage down there as Bridges boots this one away. It bounces at the 25, rolling down to the 10-yard line. And the return by Irvin is out to the 25, dives forward across the 30 to the 35. Good, strong return effort that time by Irvin. What was I saying before that? Was I going to make a point?
Well, if you weren't, I can make a point for you real quick. A surprising final score already. Hillsboro 21, Festus 10, final.
Congratulations to the Hillsboro Hawks and Lee Freeman. That's a tremendous win for them. They lost earlier this year to Festus.
And you can break out your ink pens and write Kennett on the bracket, too, because they're up 30-6 in the fourth quarter on Fredericktown.
So it looks like it'll be Kennett and Central in the next round.
Valley Catholic leads St. Vincent 162-0. No, it's 69-7, but again, yeah. Valley Catholic is Valley Catholic. Carnahan and Herky trading blows, 18-14 Carnahan in the fourth.
So for Festus and Hillsboro, that's going to be a tough chore for Hillsboro next round.
Yeah, that's a tough class to move up through.
They probably have Cape Central. Cape Central playing Sykeston tonight. And they beat Sykeston pretty bad the first time they played. But you know what? Sykeston's a lot better team than they were earlier in the year. Central's got to be the presumptive favorite right there. But that's what it would be. Hillsboro against Sykeston and Cape Central winner. Quick pitch back. That had to be Thornton back there because I couldn't see who it was. He kind of disappeared behind that line. Yep, indeed it was. Number 2 gets up off the bottom of the pile. And he gained just a yard.
He is about as tall as shoulder pads.
He leads this team in rushing attempts on the year, and that's only his 4th tonight, as he gains 2 yards. Leads the team with 104 tries on the year. try to take it up the middle once again as the clock continues to move. We've got some early finishes tonight. Some of those have gone final.
It is a surprising early finish.
Yeah. And those weren't even moving clocks in either of those games. Another gain of a yard for Thornton. Brings up a 3rd and 7. With Tryson Thornton, though, his statistics aren't huge. He only has 29 yards receiving, 14 yards in rushing. He had a really nice return earlier as Irvin gains 2 yards on 3rd down. And he's made some very nice plays tonight. We've definitely seen his quickness.
Yeah, he's had to step in because there's just something that's off with Thornton. It'll be interesting to talk to Coach Woods after the game and find out exactly what the issue is, and we'll have all that on the End Zone show coming up later this evening.
Thornton got banged up. Imagine that we'll be joined by our listeners from J98 as that Hillsboro Festus game has gone final. We've got 7.5 minutes remaining in ours. We will have a moving clock, though, after this timeout. And we'd like to thank Culver's in Farmington, the Donut Palace in Park Hills, the American Family Insurance Agent, Hannah Mahaney in Deloche, Kettle Hut Smokehouse in Crystal City, Cozine Memorial Chapel in Farmington, and Cartridge World also in Farmington. Mark will break down all the brackets for us tonight on the End Zone show. And that's courtesy of Parkland Health Mart Pharmacies. That'll be a 4th and 4 here for St. Pius out of Festus. St. Pius volleyball team playing in the state's Final Four tonight as well, but they will not be going to the championship game. They'll play for 3rd tomorrow. St. Vincent, though, will play for the championship at the Class 1 level, and we'll have the play-by-play of that one for you on our affiliate J98 tomorrow. 2:45 pregame show. I'll have the call. Stacy Hensley going to provide the color. Our wizard behind the curtain tomorrow will be Greg Armbruster. Somebody jumped early it was 4th down. It was a 4th and 4 for St. Pius. Hennessy in at the quarterback spot, and Central jumped early, so move the sticks.
St. Pius needed that. Granted, you're probably out of this one, but got to stick with it.
And now here's a carry by Thornton. Thornton rushing it over on the right side. He's got a 9-yard carry. And we understand our listeners join on J98 joined that Carnahan and Herculaneum game. So we'll get a score for you on that one as we move along as well.
18-14, Carnahan.
That is a good game. So I have to root for Herculaneum to have that fourth quarter comeback, right?
18 is a weird football score.
It is a weird football score. How about 2 touchdowns, a 1-point conversion, a 2-point conversion, and a field goal?
I was just thinking 3 touchdowns and no extra points.
9 safeties?
That's probably it. That was probably it.
9-yard gain by Thornton, and it's another unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. They initially pointed against Central, but they said, just kidding, it's against St. Pius. So we move it back the other way. So it was a gain of 9 by Thornton, and that'll be minus 15 for Pius, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 14. 7th penalty for the Lancers for 60 yards on the evening.
They've just had the gun aimed at their foot, and they're just not out of ammo.
Yeah, 49-10. This Central Ball Club, such a great team. And Hennessy is the quarterback. He's got Irvin standing just to his left. Twins to the left side. He hands it off to Irvin. Irvin does a great job of reading the block, staying behind the blocker. He's to the 40. He's out to midfield. What a run by Irvin. He's been tough all night long, but the yards have been so hard to come by for him. And he rips off a 37-yard gain on the right side.
Showed great discipline on that run, too. He had one person out in front of him to block and actually had his hand on their back as they went up the right side. Let him pick up that one block and took the rest on his own.
Irvin, Greg, had 27 yards on 18 carries, and he just picked up 37 on carry number 19. Irvin gets it again, and he follows a blocker over there, and he gains out across the 30 to the 25-yard line. It looks like he's down to the 22-yard line, and it's a gain of 23 yards for him there.
Just in chunks now late in the game.
Great job by Irvin. He's just sticking after it. 87 yards by Irvin now on 20 carries. He had 27 yards through 18 carries. So he's ripped off a couple of big ones, yeah. Irvin gets it again and showing some nice patience, just tucking behind his blockers. Noses forward across the 15. It's an 11-yard gain by Irvin. What happened all of a sudden?
They keep running to the right side, and that just was not effective earlier in this contest. It seems like a few different jersey numbers out there for the Rebels.
So Irvin all of a sudden has 98 yards rushing. Why ever go away from this kid again? Irvin nosing across the 10-yard line or close to it. Got another couple of yards. A first down for Pius. He's got an even 100 now. 22 carries for Irvin and 100 yards.
If you would have told me before the game the St. Pius Lancers would have a 100-yard rusher, I would have been surprised that this would have been the score.
Yeah. You know, James Reed is the guy that's been pulling and leading all these plays, too. So Reed's done a great job pulling from that tackle spot to lead the way. And now here's a keeper by Hennessy. Hennessy squirts through the middle. He's down across the 5 to the 4-yard line. Nice gain by him of 8 yards. Well, Pius has certainly had his bright spots, Greg. But when you play Central, you got to have bright spots all over the place.
So your bright spots have to outweigh your dark spots.
And then some. 58 yards rushing for Hennessy. And Hennessy running from that gun once again. Keeper dodging to the left side. Hennessy looking for the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown, Isaiah Hennessy. That's a 5-yard touchdown run by Hennessy. He's got 63 yards rushing, and the Lancers find the end zone again. 4:05 remaining in the fourth. It's 49-16. Central still up here, but for these Lancers, well, they've still got some fight left in them anyway.
That drive took nearly 4 minutes with this running clock.
Now on for the extra point is Withrow. We got to get a personnel package in here.
Yes, I don't know what formation that is. There we go.
Just lining up on the left side. They'll swing that gate closed and snap it back to Lance Irvin, the holder. Irvin had a tremendous hold earlier when the snap was high. And Withrow comes on and pops that extra point through. So 49-17. 4:05 remaining here in this fourth quarter. And we're back with your kickoff in a minute right here on Super Talk 800.
Accidents happen, even to the best drivers. When you need a repair, call Crown Collision. They're a preferred provider with many insurance companies. They handle your rental, and if a rental's unavailable, they'll arrange for a loaner car. Fill out the paperwork, do your repair quickly, and detail your vehicle so it looks new. It's simple. Just hand them the keys.
This is Ron Akers. Accidents do happen, and when it happens to you, Crown Collision is a great place to start. Crown Collision, it's your vehicle and your choice. Just hand us the keys.
Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy wants to be your healthcare partner. Hi, this is Debbie Hamby, Business Manager for Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy. Not only will you receive award-winning customer service, free delivery, and medication synchronization options, we also offer immunization services and free monthly diabetes education classes. In-store nurses offer free blood pressure and blood sugar checks. There are so many reasons to partner with your locally owned Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy in Deloge, Fredericktown, and Ironton. At Parkland Health Mart, we are caring for you and about you.
Hi, I'm Hannah Mahaney with American Family Insurance in Deloge. I'm often asked, does American Family insure this or that? I can tell you that we insure this, and this, and even these. I'm Hannah Mahaney, your American Family agent in Deloge. All your protection under one roof.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin, 53783.
An onside kick attempt by St. Pius. They line it up to kick it to the left. They kick it to the right side, and it's recovered by St. Pius by Isaiah Hennessy. Great job by this Lancers kicking team. Greg, they lined everybody up to go to the right, and then I'm not really sure how Withrow did it, but he managed to kick it left, and Hennessy got it.
Yeah, he wasn't even squared up to kick that way. It was interesting.
And Central was ready for it. They had their hands team on the field, but they had more guys over to their right side of their return than their left side, and now here's Hennessy. Hennessy's bolting down the far right sideline, crossing the 40 to the 35, nearing the 30-yard line, a gain of 15 yards by Hennessy. Well, they've come to life here, but it's going to be too late.
It's definitely a little bit too late, but you like to see the fight. For Park Hill Central, you have to think about the next round now. You're learning something about your fill-in guys. You're weak on the defensive left.
So here's Hennessy.
And now Bess is back in.
He's got two wides to the right side, one to the left. Parks had a hard count. The Central bid on it. They had two guys jumping across. One of them was Random Mayberry. That's an easy 5 yards now for the Lancers. It's a Central team that gives up just over 10 points per game. 17 right here for Pius and threatening for more. The most points given up by the Rebels all year long has been 27. That was against Sullivan in the opener. But some of those points were Central turnovers, giving the Sullivan team the ball in their own territory as Hennessy waits and tries to run through the middle, fumbles the football. It pops out. It's on the ground. And on the bottom of the pile, it looks like Pius has recovered. No gain on the play. Hennessy somehow got his own fumble recovery. Now, Greg, we were talking about the fact that Sullivan got the ball on some turnovers to create short fields when they scored the 27 points. The Lancers just went 89 yards on their last possession, though.
Yeah, 89 yards. They put together a good drive. It was Hennessy that capped it off. Like you say, it's a little bit too late for him, but you like to see the effort. I mean, to fight to the end.
3 minutes, even, remaining in our contest. 49-17. It'll be a 2nd and 5 here for Pius. Hennessy looks like he wants to throw the ball this time, and he is plowed. He is taken down by Harlow. There's a crown collision. That's a loss of 10 yards that time, and Harlow came in like a missile that time. There was a flag early on that play, and that'll be a false start by St. Pius. Is it the type of false start that Central can decline? That's the question, and it is. Certain false starts you can't decline. This one you can.
Interesting.
And that was a smart one to decline as Harlow gets what's listed. He's listed as only one sack coming into this game. That was a big sack right there, though. 3rd and 13. That was a loss of 10 for Hennessy on the play. Hennessy had 78 yards rushing. Now he's just got 68. And now they fake it to Irvin. And the ball is fumbled and then covered up by Logan Rich. No, it was not covered up by Logan Rich. Central got it back.
I think it was Best that came away with it.
It's a loss of a few yards, but the big result there is the turnover. And now Central running a whole bunch of new names and faces into the game now. Clayton Crick into the ball game. Here's Nathan Cook. We'll get some of these new names out to you as they work on this offensive possession. 2.5 minutes remaining in our ball game. And there's a missed exchange as the backup quarterback, Matt Richardson, takes a loss in the backfield. Just missed the exchange that time, and Richardson is thrown back 5 yards.
This game is going, for stat lines, everybody's going to have pretty decent stat lines at the end of the day, because there's been so many possessions for each offense. We're almost to the end of the stat sheets, and I've never had that happen.
Under 2 minutes to go. 2nd and 15. And here's a run up the middle by Central. Give it to their new running back out there. It's Noah House.
This will be the 12th possession for the Rebels with 7 touchdowns. 2 turnovers.
No punts?
Let's see. They punted on the 2nd drive. Not since.
Just 1 punt. Noah House gained a couple of yards right there. And it'll be a 3rd and 12. So House in the backfield, along with Nick Haney. And it'll be a keeper by the quarterback that time, Matt Richardson. Flag on the play. Richardson was lassoed well behind the line right there by Sean McDowell. That'll be a false start on Central. Big loss on the play by Haney. Or Richardson, I beg your pardon. And they'll decline that one as well, so they'll take the play. And it's a loss of 7 yards for Richardson. So Richardson with a couple of late carries here and a negative 12 yards. 4th and Elwins here for Park Hills Central. And this might be their second punt then, Greg.
Yeah, it's been a while.
They'll bring in that punt team. In fact, they're going to bring in their backup punter even. Backup punter on the field is Nick Haney. He was in there at that running back spot. Good snap to him. Haney's under pressure and done a nice job just to get that off. It's a knuckleball kick, and Hennessy grabs it in some traffic. He's quickly surrounded and then thrown to the ground by 5 different defenders.
Brave. That was very brave.
There's a flag all the way back at the 35-yard line. So the punt team coming off the field for Central, but we'll have to see what the flag is and how it will affect the outcome of this play here. Just 28 seconds remaining, and they'll pick the flag up. They said, nuts to that. Let's just play. Play on. 28 seconds left.
This one's in the fridge, and the Jell-O's a jiggling, boss.
Pius football, 49-17. And Central going to move to 11-0 on the season. They'll be back into that district championship game. Last year they beat St. Genevieve for district championship 30-8, but St. Gen knocked off by Kennett, and Kennett knocked off Fredericktown. So Kennett will be here for the district title game coming up next Friday. We'll have it for you right here on KREI. 28 seconds on this fourth quarter clock. And the St. Pius Lancers going to complete their season. They hand it off to Irvin. Irvin slides right through the middle for a 5-yard gain. And Irvin's going to end up with a 100-yard night. 23 carries for Irvin tonight and 106 yards. He's been put in some good work tonight. His last 3 carries before that one, his biggest ones, didn't look like he was going to have a 100-yard night, and then he ripped off some big carries there at the end and then gets 3 more yards and finishes with 109. The Central Rebels win it 49-17, improve to 11-0 on the year, and advance to the third round of the playoffs, which will be the district championship game. We'll have it for you right here next Friday as they'll face off with Kennett. The St. Pius Lancers conclude their year at 7-4, and back-to-back 7-4 campaigns by this Lancers team. This was a ball club that 2 years before that combined 2 wins, so a team certainly on the rise for St. Pius, but not enough tonight against these Rebels.